right. They don't want to let this Czech Republic side get that far ahead. Even though they already have, so. Pistol round definitely going to be very important. And a good start out here from Lucky. Shutting down Mikey down on Silo. Sinners want to make their way across towards Secret.
Oh. Oh, man. Okay, these USPs are clinical, surgical with their precision. Great kills being found. 5 versus 2. This one is locked in. It's just about putting on the finishing touches. There's no way, Oscar. I do not allow you.
Wait, because Gravity's down to 2 HP. Lucky on 23. It's just up to Lucky.
He's going up into... Oh, he's not going to go up the ladder. Okay, he's instead going to make his way down towards B. Lucky's there right now, and like you say, he's low, mate.
He is very low. A single bullet might just do him in. He heard everybody moving through vents right now. He's planning away that bomb as well. Oscar just needs to check down on Squeaky right now. It's his only chance. If he shuts down Maka, who's most on HP right now, he might be able to win this. He's found the third, looking in for the fourth. He's digged him away. No way here, Hayes. It got too close for comfort. And Oscar was just about to make it happen.
Well, obviously we knew he was a lot closer than he realized because both the remaining players only had 2 points of health, 4 health between the two of them. That's nothing. But Oscar doesn't know that, so he's kind of trying to click on the head there. Doesn't go for the body shots. Incredibly close. Closer than he would ever have known to winning out that 1 versus 5. Great isolation of the jewels, and the fact that he even gets a bomb plant from that is a great return. So, yes, 3D Max win the pistol, but, yeah, still a takeaway from that for Sinners.
So you think that 3D Max won the battle but not the war into this one? Well, of course they haven't won the war yet.
They definitely won the battle. They won that battle in the 13th round. That's pretty much the only battle they've won so far.
Oh, okay. Bit of a mistake there onto the incendiary, but it doesn't matter. Smoke still blooms down towards Squeaky. And Sinners, they've got a hero AK down on the one player that matters most right now. Oscar is popping off. 20 and 3. And he's showing no signs of stopping, especially after that last round. Almost won it entirely for his team. Spots out exercise. And at this point, I'm just surprised the instant headshot doesn't roll through. No one else on armor. Shock has a Zeus. Okay. And now they just have to wait and see where they'll be heading over. Oscar... Don't think he expects this angle. Oh, he does. It's a good little bit of damage as Yoko forces himself back. Maka has the nade ready, but thinks about it twice. We all know how he can get timed on in CS2, especially. And he is going to be able to find one, but it's only the decoy that Beastick used himself as Oscar finds himself another frag. And that's himself to 21st. And Morishko on the flank around as well could actually catch up Gravity and Yoko here. And that's going to be Gravity dead. Yoko found as well by Oscar. And this hero AK round is actually pulling through with big numbers.
Oh, he just does it again and again. But there's still work to be done. He can't clock out just yet. 2 versus 2. Mikey has an M4 and he's alone. Oh, he surely doesn't have a chance here without the armor, right? Surely no. Spray and pray connects. He's going to opt for the Desert Eagle here. He wants that one-tap potential, and he will land a bullet onto Lucky, but it is not the vital headshot. So 3D Max will win the round, but that's essentially an anti-eco that has a hero AK in the mix. And Sinners bring it down to just one player. They get a bomb plant as well. They would have wanted to win the round itself, but outside of that, that's the best they could have hoped for.
So 2 out of 2 rounds, 3D Max win it by the skin of their teeth. They had 4 HP into this one, remaining to the last player, and in the last one they had 4 HP together, right? So it's coming down to the wire a lot into these rounds, and both times we've seen Sinners being able to plan away that bomb. If it's gonna continue like this, 3D Max, they're gonna be hard pressed for the CD side. Sinners keep wanting to push back, and Oscar now has AWP as well. So let's see the magic at work here. Let's see what Sinners are clicking up, because if it is anything like their CT side was, even if 3D Max have already won 2 rounds, I don't know how many more they have in the bank.
This is the moment that Sinners can put a nail in the coffin, probably the final nail because of the amount of damage they inflicted in the previous If they win this round here, 11-4, no money at all for 3D Max. Surely that would be map over. And it looks like Sinners are going to try and keep things simple as well, just working their way forward and towards, say, bomb site. Oscar posted on the angle. They're all waiting on Oscar. He is the hinge in the round on which this round rests. And as soon as he gets a kill, you can see that they start to get a bit more active. They take a bit more space. Gravity does get a frag back. Don't you dare, Oscar.
Oh my
I
God.
can see it. I knew it. He was going to go for it. And he's so close to connecting. But Gravity, he's just doing work right now. A double with the MP9.
Oh yeah, he's pulling through for the entirety of his team right now. Oscar, no way, I thought he found that one. Okay, Beastic manages to trade, but not quickly enough to peel away for his, well, star player right now in this matchup. Marishko and Beastic versus Graffiti. He's not stopping. That MP9 is godly right now. And all that's left is Lucky, who finds Beastic on the drop down towards Vents, and that is going to be another round that 3D Max win by having Lucky as the last man standing. 3 in a row here, where 3D Max are losing out their guns, but they're still winning out the rounds, which is very important.
Well, they just won out a round that they shouldn't have, because they had a significant disadvantage after Oscar gets that initial frag there. I thought that should have always been Sinner's round, but Gravity just, with the brilliant double, recovers, and from there, the kills just seem to come by way too easily for 3D Max. Okay, well, they continue to claw their way back to the French team. 3 consecutive rounds here to begin their campaign on the CT side, and now it's just the pistols.
Seems like every single round where Oscar dies, 3D Max wins it. He has 5 deaths and 5 rounds up for 3D Max. So, the elixir to success here is going to be kill Oscar. Kill everyone, but Oscar primarily here as Maka finds himself onto the early frag into this eco. The eco can be very deadly as well, seeing as the money for 3D Max isn't the greatest right now either. Already inside of Helm, Marishko just playing on the other side of the map out here towards Vents, waiting for a drop down to happen. They're just playing for damage control right now, and oh, this is beautiful from Oscar. Don't you dare go for the knife. Oscar, this is just maleficent. As there you go, Lucky's gonna trade him out. That is going to be Marishko finding the second and the third! This is a good eco out here, Hayes. They have the bomb as well. No way he gets it planted.
Oh, he's actually got the read. He's got the read. He's going to pivot through Vents to the A bomb site. I still don't really fancy his chances of winning the round, but I certainly do fancy his chances of getting the bomb plant here. Ecstasy doesn't commit the whole way. Initially, he will now go up with the MP9, abuses that maneuverability, flying around the bomb site like an F1 race car. And it will be 3D Max who win the round, but again, it's a costly one. It's a costly loss. 3 players going down, and also the knife kill there for Oscar means Sinners get even more out of this round economically.
And you could see the smirk from Marishko's face as he gets that bomb down as well. He's very happy about that outcome, and who wouldn't be, right? This was a round in which you would have gone in for your AKs, you would have gone in for your full buy, but you wouldn't have the actual full util off your back as well. Now you do. So everyone's happy. They get a little bit of residual cash as well remaining in for the next round after this. And yeah, this was everything as well. Just gets him so much money, so much cash stacked up. But overall, 3D Max, 4 out of 4 rounds already taken out here onto the CT side. Their comeback is not that far away, only 4 more. And they managed to equalize. I say only 4 more, but it's more like at least 2 full gun rounds. These MP9s here, Hayes, have been surgical, especially onto Lucky, but also onto Graffiti as well. They've been doing so much work.
Well, let's see. This is the vital gun round here that Sinners need to win just to maintain complete control of the map. Marisco, it's a lovely angle. It's such a strong angle being posted up. He's going to spot the second. Not only does he spot him, he frags him. Okay, there's now no way Sinners can spill another 5 versus 3. They have to convert this round. Haven't really been able to activate off the back of those 2 kills. They're also just posted up. This is where Beastic needs to lock in the mid round. Where do they go?
But because they're not actually going up and taking space, it's making 3max wonder if they got the wrong read. And you get to see Exercise now pushing in through Secret, trying to check outside. Maka and Lucky down onto the A site, as they've already made their way through ramp right now. This is the perfect position for Sinners to have. They just need to get on this side, plant away that bomb, and all congregate on over together out here onto this second bomb site. Marishko's still holding outside just for the rotate. This is great, as he gets a little bit more of map pressure, map space. And 3max with 7 seconds remaining, you still think it's gonna be an A hit. The bomb's gonna get planted. And Maka doesn't call out anything yet. Do they go for this? Do they want to save? They will be having cash into the next round. Marishka's going to fall, so that's a weapon for Lucky. And I think that's the save call.
Well, there we go. Perfect decision making there from B-Stick as they find their gap. They find their way to close out the round off the back of Maurisko's double. Just a really strong default. I've seen him play that position already here on the map. He wasn't able to get anything from it, so he goes there again. It's clearly somewhere he just likes to play when they go for the default, right? Because like I said, it's a very strong position. You're very safe there. It's not like you can get peeked from anywhere except with that particular angle that you're holding. And it will now be 11-6. Sinners remain in complete control here on their opponent's map pick. And if they win this round here, they basically finish off the job. I mean, looking at the money, I guess there'll be a bit for 3D Max to work with, and they'll have a full arsenal of weapons here, at least for the most part.
They will. Defuse kits as well. Good util coming through in this round. They had to force fly completely because of that 3-man save. And that's exactly what Maka was thinking when he saw the amount of cash they got remaining. Lucky trying his luck. Oh my goodness. If he pulled the trigger instead of bringing out the util, who knows how this round would have started. However, Marishko very pushed up in towards Secret, and Mikey already finds the opening frag. First blood in the round already drawn. And it is Exercise as well. Usually one of the space takers out here for 3max on their CT sides. Now, Yoko has a decent position as well. Shock just holding down the anchor. The line.
Let's see. Do 3D Max try and make a play here to get themselves back in the round, find some sort of edge, because right now, Sinners have quite a lot going for them. Maurisko's crossed into Secret, he's edging his way forward, he's going to pressure the slower bomb site right now, try and draw the ramp player down, but instead of rotating down, the ramp players are going to aggress here. They're going to push through into lobby, and Sinners are not ready for this at all. This is not the orthodox approach from the CT side, and that's exactly why it's going to catch Sinners off guard. Now they've got the man advantage once again.
I mean, Shock did check, but they couldn't find the frag. Now Yoko pushes in aggressively, and Oscar finds one. Can he find a second? No way, right? Picks up the AK, tries his luck. The Incendiary is there. No, Yoko never expects him to run through the Incendiary. And 2v2 right now with 10 seconds remaining. They have to get that bomb down. Marishko coming in through vents is going to get spotted and taken down by Gravity, as now his position is spotted. Lucky has been spotted as well, but it does not matter. Oscar doesn't have all that time to find all these frags. He wanted to go back and save, but he just couldn't do it. 3D Max pull off another very important round to get them back on track here. And sure, Sinners managed to cherry pick away a round. Can they do it again? Or is this going to be 3D Max trying to come back all the way into 11?
It was such a good round there, such a good response out of 3D Max, the way that they pushed themselves through lobby, through ramp into lobby. Catch the Sinners off guard every day of the week, because Sinners are expecting the ramp players to rotate down into the B bomb site, but they go for something different, and it works out very well for them. Okay, 4-round gap. Sinners are going to spend all their money if they lose this. 11-8, they then eco 11-9. At that point, the game is completely opened up again, because it's 3D Max on their map pick, on the favored side, CT side Nuke. There's no reason that they couldn't be able to force OT or even close the game out in regulation from 13-9. 11-9. They would struggle from 13-9, to be fair.
They would, wouldn't they? Still possible though, just pull off the reverse sweep. It's that easy. Just a 3-hour affair. But Oscar back to his hopping ways out here, 26-7. Still not stopping for anyone. He is a wrecking train right now. Oh, this is gonna be a lineup. Lucky finds two, even the third. Lucky shuts off a round before it barely even started. And Maka helps him out with the last kill outside too. That is as fast as a shutdown in a round as you're gonna get. And that was a full buy coming through for Sinners as well. So big win here for Lucky.
A very good change up there from 3D Max. A different look on the defense, just numbers towards outside, fighting Sinners. And that triple kill straight on Lucky was brilliant. And then there's the extra layer and another layer after that for 3D Max, just to make sure that they clean it up. 11-8, now Nico for the T side. Another step close up.
But another heroic round, and remember the first one landing itself an almost winning situation. Now, dropped on down, the Tech-9 hasn't fallen yet. Flash comes over, Lucky's still outside, is an absolute beast, manages to find one, and the MP9 is going to connect on a kill bonus as well. Yoko happy with that one, Shock overwhelmed, and all that's left is Beastie and Mikey, and Beastie can't really help out his teammate. There's Mikey.
Oh, he can.
Oh, he can. Wait. Manages to find a kill onto Lucky, and that's some good damage onto Maka as well, finds the info. However, Mikey does go down to the MP9, and again, the MP9 is having so much value, so much impact into these rounds. They just shut down so many of these pushes, and from 10 to 3, well, actually, from 10 to 2, it is now 11 to 9. 3D Max are only 3 rounds away from connecting on map point.
And if they win this gun round here, then they level up the scoreline for free, basically, especially if there's no bomb plant for Sinners. And it's not even like max round lost bonus plus bomb plant equals a full buy anymore. So, a bit of a precarious position that Sinners find themselves in. They were in complete control at one point. It was 10-2 at the end of the first half, guys. You wouldn't say so looking at the scoreline, though. What is the response here from Sinners? There's going to be more aggression out 3D Max. Maka should be a dead man. There's the nade. Oh, he hitches on the corner. And the nade is perfect, but Jocko gets a double to at least keep these numbers even. But it's round on. Sinners have something to work with here.
Oscar, if he wants to find even more, though, he jumps into the side, and he's going to be catching exercise offhand. He was looking down towards Squeaky. It's unfortunate for him, but now they've kind of opened up A. They have to get that bomb down. The timing is on their side. Lucky. He's going to try to jump on over towards Heaven, and you've got Gravity outside into Secret right now, probably making his way through to Mini. They need to play together on this one. Nade goes down, so now they know there is a player down on Heaven, as to be expected. Oscar, with his limited HP, is going to play down for the angle on Mini. He's playing for the smoke as well. Lucky has to do this basically all by himself. Gravity's gonna check though. He finds that frag, so it's still a 2v2. He doesn't have to do this by himself. Gravity almost saves the day. It's one last standing. Oh, and Gravity, what a retake coming through here from him. Definitely saves the day for 3D Max big time.
Yeah, ridiculous. Just such an important round as well. Back and forth throughout. Jocko's double got traded out and then comes all the way down. And it will be 3D Max who win the round. One round between them now. Sinners are going to be breaking into a sweat. At least they had a little bit of residual cash in the bank, coupled with the bomb plant, means they will have a full buy here. But 3D Max are breathing down their necks.
Oh yeah. This is turning into very, very close territory, which I don't think most people were expecting, but the comeback is still alive nonetheless. And you were mentioning it, Hayes, right? You're still believing even in a 10-2 because it is 3D Max, and look at what they're showing us out here onto the CCT side. The pace changes that they have is great as well. Maka is calling these out brilliantly when it comes down to retakes too.
Okay, well, they've been able to find a gap here, have Sinners, and 3D Max have no idea of how far forward they are right now. Of course, they'll realize there's a smoke decon, so that means they will be pushing through, ramping towards the B-bomb site. Oscar's in a fantastic position, only going to be able to get the one, though. What an important trade that is out of Gravity, but look at how deep Sinners are. They've wrapped around the catwalk, they've completely cleared out this B-bomb site. Jocko has no idea whether there's one player here, the whole team, or nobody. Of course, now the util will give it away. Double nade to clear out Dark. They don't want to face check that. If Shock does plant in the corner, he'll be completely exposed to control room. And look at Gravity. Sinners have taken so long. Why are Sinners taking so long? They've had their window of opportunity, but they've just second-guessed themselves. They've second-guessed the control. They've looked for fights. Those fights have not gone their way, and the round has fallen apart. How have they not even gotten the bomb plant from that?
I have no idea. It was Gravity finding all those important frags one by one, just timing it out, spacing the kills very, very well as well. That kind of made Sinners question whether or not they were actually safe or not. And then the moment they were thinking about getting the bomb plant down, it was just the entry coming in from ramp and denying that completely. So another attack pause very much needed out here from Sinners. They were able to win a single round on this T side. And now they need to win one more to at least secure overtime, because if not, 3D Max are back in this game and ready to show us how a comeback is actually done. And they should be getting this round to 100%, right? It's only an eco. They're taking out the attack pause, but it's going to be a very stacked eco with a lot of util coming through for Sinners, so maybe they'll at least get that bomb down for the next round.
Yeah, but the problem is they're playing for OT.
Yeah.
Expect that they would be playing for overtime coming into the second half here. It's a disaster of the highest order. They've had a couple advantageous situations they haven't been able to convert, a couple strong positions, and unfortunately, this game has completely slipped through their fingers. 3v Max now, favorites to get themselves up to map points. I did not expect to say those words, especially not in regulation.
Right now, Graffiti, he's gonna be, he's been saving the day out here many times here for 3D Max, and it's gonna be exercise continuing on the mantle. There you have it, as quick of a round as you'll get out here from 3D Max up against the eco with the util. Sinners, they are playing for overtime right now, and they've got one more chance remaining. Either they take us to 12-12, or it's 3D Max finding not 10 in a row, but pretty damn close to it. Almost 11 in a row if they win this one. Bar one round, which we won't really remember anyways.
Well, let's see. Can Sinners find a way here to force us into overtime? Surely they have to. Otherwise, it would be a ridiculous loss on the map. And 3D Max not giving them any room to breathe. No room to set themselves up. This has been the theme of the CT side so far. Playing with confidence and conviction. Despite the fact there's been so much scoreboard pressure here from 3D Max, you wouldn't say so with how they've been playing. Getting into the faces of their opponents, Gravity finds another, restores the man advantage. It's now on Oscar and Mikey to save the blushes of Sinners, to deny this crazy comeback in regulation, or are they going to choke? Will they be robbed? Oscar is 31-12. He's been a shining light. But like a lighthouse, it's been a lone light. There's been no support at all.
It's a do or die moment. It's clutch or kick literally right now. 13-11 is just one kill away here for 3D Max, bringing back a huge comeback story. They do it on their own map pick. Surely they'll be able to do it on Inferno as well. But Sinners, they looked so good onto that CT side. They were aggressive as well. They were managed to find all these openers, and oh my goodness, Oscar just with such an important kill. Maka now still left alive, is gonna get flashed on, and now peeks in again, tries his luck, but the information is there. Lucky knows how to deal with this. It's a 1v1 with 25 seconds remaining, and they're jumping to the side. Lucky's checking down for Mini, and he's gonna be playing it from heaven. The timing is perfect, and that is 13-11 here, Matt. That somehow 3D Max managed to come and claw their way back into.
That is just ridiculous. I mean, Oscar's going to be really upset. 32 kills and his efforts in vain. Only a single round won by Sinners on the T side of Nuke. It's not like this is a map they don't play, guys. They played the map 17 times in the past 3 months, and they managed 1 out of 12. That is a disaster. They're going to be kicking themselves that they aren't able to go up 1-0 in this all-important playoff game. We're going to throw this across to Mr. Grimmy Rana and hear what he has to say.
Chicka wow, what up boys? One of the fumbles of all time. I'm honestly quite shocked that that 3D Max were able to win that one out. You can kind of see my chin's been removed. Yeah, like, look, 10-2 on the CT side, you're already thinking like, look, pistol round is gonna do it all, but unfortunately for the Sinners side, and I guess most particularly for Oscar, that was not possible. I think if anyone ever asks you now, like, oh, I don't think Nuke is that CT side of the map, just show them this game as a very prime example. on the CT side, Sinners, they were lights out Counter-Strike. They were in this kind of like flow state mode. I think Hayes touched upon it, Atro touched upon it. Like, it was very evident that Sinners were playing some absolutely blinding Counter-Strike. And you look at this and you're like, aren't 3D Max supposed to be, firstly, one of the best teams in the tournament, and secondly, pretty darn good at this map? Like, this is one of their best maps. It's a map that I've kind of always observed them on as being very strong, even if they didn't have that performance over in IEM Cologne, where they did actually lose it quite drastically on both the times they played. I feel like a lot of the big issue was that Gravity was kind of the pinch man. He was the guy that was moving all around the map and would kind of you could tell that the T-side was kind of dictated around him, right? He wasn't doing anything. He simply kind of wasn't performing. And Morisco, similarly, on the Sinners T-side, like, he actually was getting some impact outside and had really good rotations lobby, but even then, Sinners were not able to perform, and I'm quite shocked at the absolute lack of vision, and it felt very just like lackluster for 3D Max in the first half, and then my god, I honestly would say proved why they are the better team. They proved why they are like within the top 20 rankings of Counter-Strike right now, because they pull off this fairly immaculate comeback. They were not allowing Sinners any space to work with. They were not allowing them any room, and even when the rotations weren't that good, and I don't know if we saw the replay of when Sinners, in my opinion, actually called a really good round when it was the round where they contacted ramp and got down to B for free, and 3D Max were like not even remotely in a position to deal with anything. And I remember looking at that and being like, this is a perfect round. This is a really nice reaction from Sinners. This is a really nice tempo change. I think this is a great call from B-Stick. And you've got Oscar, who's holding hell. You've also got a player holding for the rotations in lobby. And then they just don't plant the bomb. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what's going on? Like, maybe my only thought process was that I don't think they realized that 3D Max would give them that much space. And there was kind of the breakdown and comms of being like, we're trying to find a kill, but we simply can't. And I think that was a really clear depiction of what happened in the second half, of 3D Max were just outplaying Sinners left, right, and center, and that was a fantastic CT half from them. But Oscar, you gotta give consolidation to him, because bro, he's insane. I actually honestly do not understand how Oscar continuously at 33 years old is always performing so well. I feel like every time I watch him, he just plays this, like, he's just fantastic. And I've heard he's also very communicative, that's the word, and is very impactful in the server, and that's actually why they made the change from him to Forzy. Forzy to him, is that even though Forzy may be a better shooter, Oscar is better just like as a teammate. And that was also, you can kind of also, so that's not just coming from Sinners, but you can tell on Eklot when Forzy was IGL, the reason that Kriaz became IDL was because of the lack of kind of like captaincy from Forzy. So you can definitely tell that Oscar brings more to the table than just firepower. But then also in this map, like, what was he, 30 to 13 at the end? How are you losing a map when your AWPer is 30 to 13? Like, genuinely, how is that possible? And now we go on to Inferno. I really think that's it for Sinners. Like, look, you 10-2, like, you get one round on your T side, that's shambolic. That's just simply just like unacceptable. And well, I guess for 3D Max, it's a slow start in the morning. They didn't probably have the greatest start into the day. I was lining up this analyst segment of like Sinners What do they have in the morning? Like, what did Oscar have in the morning? How did they get so pumped up for this map? But I would assume they're a bit deflated now. So we go on to Inferno. It is Sinner's map pick. However, I don't even think it matters what map we go on to, what pick or whatever. Like, if you're Sinners, you are not feeling great after that map. You are not feeling good whatsoever. And even though Sinners have beaten Bait, they've taken 9 Pandas the full 24 rounds. They've beaten teams on LAN. I think this is going to be a pretty rough one. I think 3D Max are going to actually just roll with this. 3D Max have got some fantastic results on this map, and they utilized it perfectly to win the Sky Esports Championships in India. Honestly, Sinners, don't know what's gone wrong there, but we'll see if they can try and revitalize themselves a little bit after this break going on to Inferno.
Are you sick of just opening cases? Join the events! At each event you can find special cases from which tokens fall. Tokens are your ticket into a world of unique awards. For tokens, you can buy a skin, premium, or special balance. Try your luck in the skin generator. Also, you can leave your tokens at the token vault, and the more tokens you keep, the better skin you'll get. Add variety to opening cases with Hellcase.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try Skin Place. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom! Instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. Skin Place.
Are you sick of just opening cases? Join the events. At each event, you can find special cases from which tokens fall. Tokens are your ticket into a world of unique awards. For tokens, you can buy a skin, premium, or special balance. Try your luck in the skin generator. Also, you can leave your tokens at the token vault, and the more tokens you keep, the better skin you'll get. Add variety to opening cases with Hellcase.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try Skin Place. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom! Instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. Skin Place.
A very clear picture of why Nuke is the most CT side map in the map pool. Neither side really got their T side going whatsoever, but 3D Max, they win out their map pick. Now onto Inferno. Boys, what are we thinking?
I mean, we're thinking 2-0, right? I don't think there is another way you can really think about this one, especially after seeing the comeback from 3D Max. I was really thinking that Sinners would be able to take away a map here, especially at the beginning, but now after seeing how they weren't able to, you know, actually adapt and overcome that T side from more than a single round, I don't know how to feel about Inferno. For them, at the very least.
I've seen Sinners struggle to come back after they've fallen apart on a map before. I feel like they're a team who sometimes can get a little bit tilted. I think Oscar's a player that, you know, does get emotional and he gets frustrated and he gets in his own head. And I've seen him start to play quite individualistic at that point and things can shut down. So it's going to be a tough ask for Sinners to come back after they fell apart on Nuke the way they did. I mean, it's their map pick now, Inferno. It's a viable map for them. But I'm backing my original prediction, 3D Max 2-0.
It's pointing towards that direction, right? Like, that was such a just monumental fumble from Sinners on map 1. It's so sad for Oscar. Do you guys have kind of anything to add of like what went wrong for Sinners on map 1 and why their T side was so flat?
I mean, there were also a lot of moments where it was just literally MP9s coming through from Lucky, Yoko, and Gravity, just shutting down so many of those pushes, even through the full buys, that they were never supposed to happen. They were always supposed to be able to trade them out. But there just came in the doubles, the triple kills, down into the A sites, who just denied completely Sinners a lot of those rounds that I think they should have been able to win.
So poor trades for Atro?
Yeah, I think Sinners just played with too much of a plan on their T side, and that's why they kept getting thrown off by the sporadic aggression out of the CT side. you know, the rounds that they played, their defaults actually looked the most convincing, where they just waited for 3D Max to do what they were going to do on the CT side, and then they could respond afterwards. So I think Sinners just get in their head. They've got that like mentality of, we just need to win one more round here. Beastic's trying to find that one magical call to just get them across to secure overtime at the bare minimum. I think if they'd just dialed it in a little bit and just played a bit more of a passive default, then might have stood a better chance of dealing with what was, like I said, 3D Max was throwing at them.
Yeah, I remember that was one round where Morisco was outside, and like he got a double, and I think they still lost the round. And I was like, how have you lost that default where like your outside player has got 2 kills? I think Beastic actually called a good game plan, and it was just such a breakdown in the fundamentals. Do we think we're gonna see Oscar like even remotely perform to the same standard, or do you think it's even gonna make a difference on Inferno?
I think it's gonna make a huge difference if Oscar continues to drop 30 bombs on us like it's nothing. Especially as soon as he gets the AWP in play, depending on... can you guys remind me? I'm pretty sure they're starting to off onto the CT side, right? On over here.
Well, so the map pick, so yeah, they'd get to choose, yeah.
They get to choose, but I thought at the beginning we got to see what they had chosen. Either way, depending on how they start, and if Oscar starts to have that early game performance like he did on Nuke, I do think it's going to make a big impact. However, we've seen him being the sole lighthouse, as Matt put it before in the first map, and if he doesn't get any support, it doesn't really matter how much he pulls ahead. I don't think so. Like, if he doesn't find Shock and Beastic to help him out in the frag departments as well, start playing together as a unit, I think it's going to turn out just exactly like Nuke.
Yeah, I think Oscar's gonna struggle to keep his form up to the same level coming through from Nuke into Inferno. Like I said, I've seen him have a problem with tilting in the past and getting frustrated when he does well and his team struggles. I think he can get into his head a little bit, and if that does happen, like let's say they start poorly on Inferno and they go down like 5-0 or something, then the thoughts of like, oh my god, how are we here right now? Like, we should at least have a map in the bag, but now we're, you know, starting badly on the second map and we're down 0-1. That's when the cracks could really start to show. So I think a strong starter for Sinners is very important.
Is there a world there as well, like you have the narrative of it's actually disappointing from 3D Max to have that bad of a start on the T side? Like, sure, you know, great, they win the map out and they have a dominant CT side only losing 1 round, but is there a narrative of like, ooh, we need to look at that?
Who's talking about the T side of FaZe on Mirage against Liquid? Who?
True,
No one.
yeah, right,
exactly.
yeah.
No one. So it's the same thing in my books.
But doesn't that make a great analyst when you can look at it and be like, you kind of don't get clouded by the success,
yes,
right?
Absolutely, good point.
Yeah. You don't get clouded by the success, but you also have to remember, contrary to that FaZe versus Liquid game, 3D Max, this is their morning game basically, and they were able to actually make the comeback and have all of their players come online all the way to that CT side afterwards, right? I mean, I feel like that's even more impressive that it was still their first game of the day. They did get almost completely bodied on over to that T side, and they were still able to make the comeback. I feel like that was very impressive, even more so.
Well,
You know, I would love, Freddy, are we jumping in?
I think we are, but what are you speaking, sir?
I would love to play officials at this time. I'll just be honest with you, like, I wouldn't want my officials
You
to...
masochist.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. Weird one.
By the way, boys, yeah, I don't know if the game can hear me, but if they can,
we can.
sayonara. Enjoy, guys.
Okay.
Map 2.
We'll catch you on the flip, Freddy.
Bye-bye.
Kick flip.
We will.
Kick Freddy
We will.
out of the conversation. Let's flip the script. Into Inferno we go, baby.
Yes, we shall. We already have some space taken out here by T-side Sinners. Moving on in here. And, well, right now, let's just see what they're able to pull off. It's a very nice hold on apartments coming through from 3D Max. They've got the dualies ready to move, spot out the shoulder, and the headshot connected. Now looking down and towards stairs, Beastic and Mikey find the trades back and somehow open up this A side, but not for a while as Graviti's still holding it down and Lucky's still playing down in towards top brackets. As he's finding one, the dualies keep on going and they're not stopping, baby. Mikey keeps him moving, and that is the 3K coming in for the 1911s, for the M9 Berettas, I'm pretty sure those are actually. As Yoko, last man standing, 1v3. He doesn't have a defuse kit, not one on the ground either, but he does have Beastic on 5 HP, Mikey on 32. and a decent position to try to catch off at least one of these three players. Now, who's gonna peek in first into him? That is gonna be the question. I don't think he's gonna be able to find a round because Mikey is just amazing when it comes down to those dualies. And if he really wanted to, he could even drop away the AWP for Oscar right off the bat.
Magnificent quad kill coming through there from Mikey, because 3D Max get the first frag in around in apartments, but that just brings the setup from Sinners. They're able to push their two players through into apps, and they both get their, well, Mikey gets both those kills. And then from there, just charges straight in towards the A bomb side. And there were actually quite a Gravity. I think the round really falls apart when he goes down, because he's tucked in behind defaults, and I think he even had some trigger discipline there. He doesn't shoot Mikey the first time he crosses. He's waiting for the Julies to just stop for a moment, because we all know how difficult it can be to shoot a moving target, especially when they're that close to you. So yeah, he waits for Mikey, but doesn't really ever get his opportunity, and Mikey just steamrolls 3D Max. So it will be a full eco now for the CT side, and a chance for Mauricio to pad up some money.
And again, same idea, even if it wasn't a full eco and it was the force buy here, Sinners would have still gone in through balcony, through apartments, and just tried to roll through the A site. Mac 10 picked up. He does manage to find 2 Marishko, so that is going to be an extra 1.2k in the bank. You know, it's always good to have that extra cash to be able to find these extra kills. Gravity wants to push in aggressively, actually didn't even pick up the SMG, and that is another kill for Maka, so those are going to be 2 SMGs that will get picked up here potentially. Gravity doesn't go back for his, instead keeps on playing with the pistol. But this does net 3D Max 2 kills, and the full save, they managed to hold on to an MP7 as well, which I wonder if Maka is going to hold on for, and to try to find even more cash for the next couple of rounds to get that money up for the AWP, or if he's going to throw it to anybody else. But they will be having a full buy into the next round. So Sinners start off this T side the same way they did back on Nuke on their CT side. They win out the pistol, they have this advantage. Can they find the same sort of advantage though? Can they find like a 5-1 again, do you think? Well, there's no way of knowing, but you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, they would love that. It's all about this gun round here. Can 3D Max get themselves on the board? It's not like it's an ideal gun round by any stretch of the imagination, but this is what you get with the third round investments on the CT side. From us, an MP7 on Maka. And then rifles, the desired rifles outside of that. It's going to be numbers towards Banana. 3D Max probably looking to make a bit of a statement early on in the half here that Banana is going to be hotly contested. And Sinners say, you can do all you want towards that part of the map, mate, because we're focused elsewhere.
We are indeed. Sinners loving their A side right now are going to be flashing down towards Shorty, and Cinder is going to be well timed, and that is going to be a massacre coming through from Exercise. The 3k shuts the push down, and that is the full buy out and done with as well, basically. A 2v5 remaining, and Morishko and Oscar, while they were looking great on the first map, now they have to pull ahead here big time if they want to make this work somehow. They're moving in through the smoke. They're playing it down towards long. They're still going to be attempting to find these kills at the very least. They have a whole minute on the clock and they're not safe anywhere on the map. Checking in behind as well. It's going to be Lucky finding one, and then Morishko being traded out by Exercise as well. So quad kill in round number 3 for Exercise.
Okay, perfect stuff from 3D Max to get the ball rolling here. Good hold, locking it down after initially shifting their numbers towards Banana, but they win the battles in mid. And 3D Max will have enough money here to justify an investment, but it doesn't look amazing. A couple players have to settle for pistols, of which one is Oscar, and he is 1 for 3, so obviously not the same sort of start we saw to Nuke, but it's early days yet. As you mentioned, CT probably will do most of his work, but with the Desert Eagle, you'll find a frag. That was Maka on the AWP, by the way.
Yep, it's now Exercise picking it up from short. Sent away a rifle down towards Boiler side, so Oscar could pick up himself a rifle, and that is going to be Graffiti trying to take Morishko down, connects onto it as well. Oscar's going to try his luck as well with that Deagle again. And we know when one shot connects with the Deagle, you're much more likely to be hitting the next few as well. You're feeling it. Exercise still checking down on short. It's going to be a dry peek, it looks like, and Oscar just went for it. So that is going to be the slow burn in this round, where every single member of Sinners just peek in one by one.
He's having a bit of a game right now. You get a kill with one gun, you have to trade for the other. Started with the AWP and he jiggled them all, oh, lovely. He juggled them all rather back into pit, so he just had the luxury of choosing between the M4 and the AWP. Whichever gunfight he wanted to take, whichever weapon was more comfortable circumstantially, he had the option to go for. So perfectly done there by Exorcies. Will drop the AWP back across to Maka, and Sinners' force buy is unsuccessful, so now they'll have to eco, and 3D Max have a very good chance of getting their noses in front.
They do indeed. 2-2. They've equaled it up. Sinners are on a full save. Blocks only coming through for them. And the first banana rush that we get to see out of them as well. So let's see how quickly this is going to be denied. Or will they be able to find the frag with this one? Doesn't look like it, does it? There it is. Clean. Okay. So, 3-2 out here. 3D Max take themselves away to the advantage. You've got Galil coming through from Marishka with full util. Sinners, do you think they'll be approaching the A site again like they have every single round they've had a little bit of, you know, actual firepower in? Or will they finally be trying to play it, have a little bit of a pace change?
I'm sure we'll see a change in direction here, right? It seemed like that was just a call from Spawn trying to go up through mid with numbers in that first gun round. This will probably be more of a standard default, get control, try and work rotations, find a pick, and then set up for an exec. I'm sure we'll see a lot more focus towards Banana here in this round as well.
Right now, they are definitely going to be waiting a little bit more for 3D Max. All that util needs to get tossed out. But that's what the timer is for, right? That's why you are allowed to wait this much. You got 2 whole minutes on the clock, now down to 1 and 20 seconds. Marishko takes a little bit of chip damage. Going to fall down almost to half. They've taken control of apartments. They're out here in the middle. You've got Oscar trying to check in the angle. And the first peek out here is going to be Mikey, who does go down to the opping IGL himself. Maka connects on the shot, doesn't call out anything though. No one needs to move. There is a little bit of, well, actual information being gathered down to the B bomb site as well. A nade, an incendiary, a little bit of a peek as well. But this 2-3 setup just does not need to change for now. 3D Max, they're doing a good job at holding it down. Shock just trying to check for flankers, for rotates coming through. Sinners only have 30 seconds remaining. What are they planning with this?
Well, it's going to be a fake B, and then they're going to go A very late in the round. They're hoping because the fake comes through so late that it will force rotations, and it has gravity's gone across. So it's Maka who's posted up in mid with the AWP right now, and he realizes what's going on. He's dropped the bomb. He's going to call for his teammates to come back, but their services may not even be required because Exorcies has locked down apartments. It's only Oscar left. And not even a single 3D Max player will go down. You know, the plan was pretty good from Sinners. The call was good, but unfortunately, Maka just doesn't move a muscle in middle. He's in prime position. Exorcies just leaps into Oscar's crosser, into his screen. Gets the headshot, and, well, he dies after timer. So he is completely broke.
Yep, $0 out there for Oscar. Exercise just jumps and guns. But yes, the fake call would have been great, but they had no information and they didn't kill anyone either. So, Sinners, at worst case scenario, they would have jumped into a 3-man B-bomb site, even with, they would have jumped into a 3-man A site, even with that fake. And Graffiti did go through, actually did rotate around, but you still had Maka and Exercise there, and you saw what happened, right? Oh, that is a shot and a half to start off the round, and then this eco, apparently, just works wonders off the bat for Sinners. Maka's gonna get overrun here a little bit, and we're jumping from one round that didn't go the way of Sinners into another one, which Maka has to deny again, but he can't because B-Stick picked up a rifle.
Round over because there's even Mikey who's now flanking the 2 players pushing up Banana. They are locked in right now. This is as good as done. Oscar doesn't have to push. He's just going to be posted on the angle waiting, knowing that they're coming in his direction. Exorcies will be traded, and Sinners have made that round look way too easy, but 3D Max have given that one away, honestly. You're just taking completely unnecessary fights in Banana at that point. Like, why are you trying to push down Banana and fight top Banana in an anti-eco? Like, you're just asking for trouble at that point.
And that's exactly what they got. Trouble. Exercise. He's 12 and 3. 3D Max still have the advantage here. However, Sinners are definitely fighting away for this T side. Remember, it's their own map pick. So, even after the blunder that happened on Nuke. They're still ready to duke it out. They're still ready to fight. Incendiary's down for Rat. Shock has actually pushed in front, and they know it. Just waiting for the peek to happen. No one holding him anymore. The smoke allows him free passage out here from middle. But how far is he actually going to get? Exercise has been looking scary, man, and now he's playing up into apartments. Can definitely find Mikey here. Saw the barrel, spots him down, shuts him out. Shock right behind him. The timing doesn't catch him off. They don't see each other. Threw out the smoke so he can pick the one up from the ground. And that is going to be an entry attempted. Beastie going in for Lucky, finds him. B is going to be approached now. Maka already on the rotate in from CT, and you still have Yoko trying to hold down the site. 2 players on each extremities, and 3D Max have to hold this down.
Oh, into the B-bomb site they go. Maka's just been able to cross into the bomb site himself with his AWP. How can he position himself with the mollies? Jocko doesn't get spotted on top of first oranges. Rains death and devastation upon Sinners, but Morisco, no! He kills them both! He must have been shooting at one, but he frags them both. Into a 2 versus 2. I wish we got to see that from Morisco's POV. Hopefully in the replays we do. Either way, focusing up on the retake because there is a chance still here for 3D Max, but they're at a disadvantage, and Oscar's just posted on the angle. That's so brave.
Gravidi, full belt of util. Even if he tries this right now, it's going to be really tough-handed. Oscar just playing down from top banana. It's Morishko as well down on dark, and this is the end of the round. Sinners taken away off the back of that double kill from Morisco, and I do think he was shooting at Maka down on quads and down on new quad, and he just managed to find the double right then and there. Just jumped into his crosshair. There it is. So now because of that, Sinners, they take themselves over to this 4th round as well. Money's still here for 3D Max, so don't really have to worry too much about this buy. But what comes after next? This round is very important to decide how this half is going to go.
Yeah, true. No money left in the bank for the CT side, so if they lose this, it's eco territory. It's been very comfortable for them up until now. Impressive fight back from Sinners here. Metal being tested on the B side, but they're standing tall. Oh my goodness, Lucky. He wants to announce himself in Banana. Once again, looking to try and go deep here in the early stages of the round. Will get himself into logs.
Exercise took a lot of damage, and that is going to be him trying to cross on over, getting absolutely taken down. Yoko lost his space taker down towards Banana as well, and look at how Mikey's holding. Gravidi's a dead man, wondering for sure how he's been checked out. Maka trades it out immediately, but he's left in a 2v4 now. This is really tough if you're Maka, because you're trying to peek on it, you're trying to get that advantage back, and it's just not going to work out in your favor. Sinners, they're finding their pace yet again. Their rhythm is deadly as they take away the advantage, and now this T side is looking better and better as the rounds go past.
Okay.
Matt,
Here we go.
Do you want to address the elephant in the room here a little
What's
bit?
that?
Shock hasn't been able to put himself on the scoreboard yet, and it's been 10
Oh,
rounds.
that's true. Yeah, I mean, his team are winning rounds, and he is a bit more of a role player here, so the fact that they're winning rounds is ultimately what matters the most, but they will need him to come alive, especially once they switch to that CT side. That's for sure. Either way, chance for Sinners to go clear by 2. They're on their favorite side of the map right now. 3D Max also prefer the T side of this map, so if they can get them... I think like 5 is where 3D Max would want to finish here at a bare minimum. That's my, sort of the bar I've set for them at least.
I would agree, especially with how Sinners are looking onto this T side. I think 5 is a respectable half, but I'm sure they can get 6. They will have a full buy coming up into the next, and right now they're just trying to take out guns, and they're already having the man advantage. Yoko Shirky's down to 20, Gravidi as well down to 30, and Lucky doesn't look any healthier either, as he's been taken down to Graveyard immediately. But look at Exercise, he's with the max 7, he's ready to move, and he's just trying to shoot them down. This shotgun has already dealt so much damage, and look on over, Morishko falls down to 40. Oh,
Okay, well, that is going to send Sinners back. Yeah, in towards the, say, bomb site. Gravity's here with the Mac-10, like you say. Very good position being taken up by him. And he catches Oscar with his back turn. Mauricio should trade, he does. Lots of damage has been done to the CTs, so they're very low right now. Exorcies will continue to have impact in the round, but Mauricio finishes it off. It's a great eco out of the CTs, but they probably would have been hoping they could have closed that one out.
Yeah, if you saw Exercise's webcam there, he sends out his hands into the air saying, oh my god, if I had just one more shot with that Max 7, I would have found the quad kill and the round there for 3D Max. But, you know, we got very close. That was only a Hero Max 7 jumping into the buy, so it was actually a full eco. The fact that they managed to not even let the bomb be planted and find 4 frags is amazing, right? So that's going to be the round number 10, moving into the penultimate round of the first half here. Sinners do manage to find themselves 6. Will 3D Max be able to do the same, or is this going to be just Sinners taking away on this first half completely? Are they taking flight here? Let's see. Ooh, that is a very nice flash coming through, and Yoko granted an easy frag because of it.
Got a shot back there from Shock, and Oscar finds another, so even though it was a good start to the round for 3D Max, it's completely flipped at the blink of an eye. Lucky's been forced back out of Banana. 3D Max have not had a good time of it contesting Banana throughout this half, that's for sure. And, well, there's a big gap over on the safe bomb site because Exorcies and Gravity have decided to just double up towards Archers. And so, Sinners, if they just go through apartments, there's not going to be any contest at all to get onto that A bomb site.
Have a look at Gravity. He's pushing. He might be able to catch Shock off guard here. Beastic is the important player. He is with the bomb, and he wants to actually get out of Boiler Room. So if they lose the bomb down on middle here, it could still be held on over by Exercise. He's 15 and 6 right now. He's having so much impact, but that smoke is clinical. Shock still doesn't get out from middle. 30 seconds remaining for Sinners to get into the site, and that is going to be one barrel spotted onto the second. Oscar just doesn't even move an inch. He doesn't care that his teammate just gone down. He's going to be traded out as well. Exercise still going. 15 seconds to plant, and it's going to turn into 40 for sure. Lucky going through the moto smoke right now. There was a gap, and he's checking down into pit as he's been taken down by Beastic. The timing there, a lot to say about it. Mikey spots up the last player too, and this is Sinners on the 7th to take themselves onto the advantage.
It's gone completely awry here for 3D Max, man. They were looking really good at one point on their CT side, but they've lost a number of consecutive rounds since then. They were up 4-2, 5 in a row since then for Sinners, and they should be able to add a 6th tally with ease here. I say with ease, relatively speaking. Is going to be a force buy here from the CT side, but I don't think that 4 is going to be enough here for 3D Max. I think they need this 5th round. Certainly looked like they were on track to get 5. They should have got more from this first half based on the position they were in at one point, but now they're just looking to try and salvage a 5th.
Let's see if they'll be able to. Graffiti, he's in a good position right now behind the Banana players. Mikey trying out his luck, forced back by the Incendiary, won't have that much space. Beastic down to 3 HP, finds! Oh my goodness, Yoko's gonna be flanked around. Lucky's still in the smoke. I don't think he's zone 4 now. But, oh well, Oscar just shuts him down without a second thought. And now, Sinners are 2 kills away from making this half an 8-4. No way does Oscar hit that shot as well. Exercise sent out 3 bullets with the silence they went as. The tracers weren't even seen, but the opening in the smoke was. And he finds the 3rd frag of this round to basically secure it. Not basically, actually secure it. Man, Oscar. It's just Oscar.
Yeah, he's warming up now as we go into the CT side, which is a pretty scary prospect here for 3D Max, who have gone ice cold. They have disappeared on the server here in this round of 16 playoff match. 3D Max, the favorites here in the competition, in the playoffs, to win the entire thing. Struggling right now against Sinners. I mean, they had a very good comeback on Nuke. They were down 10-2 on the half, and they won the map 13-11 on their CT side of Nuke, and then they started well here on Inferno, up 4-2, but they've fallen off since then. 3rd map looms, looking more and more likely.
And the classic, of course. Halftime pause coming through for Sinners. Tom Keys is finally going to get a word in for this Inferno. And he was very vocal down on Nuke, right? Especially when he was seeing that Sinners were not being able to put up a single round onto that T side. Nothing changed at the end of the day, but still, Tom Keys was there behind his team, trying to rally them up, trying to get them to kind of change their strategy, change their pace, and now there's no need to do that, of course, for Inferno for now. But if push comes to shove and 30 Max do manage to find another comeback, I'm sure that we're going to see all the tackle timeouts being used up by Sinners, which is a really good trait to have, I feel like. Even though a lot of these players are so experienced and they got so many years under their belt playing professionally, the fact they're still always ready to listen to their coach and have that timeout and to take a step back to try to analyze what's going on, it's a really good trait to have, I feel like, in a team.
Well, here we go, into the second half. Max would love to make this the last half of the series, but I have my suspicion that's not going to be the case. Mikey got, what, a quad kill in the first half with his Julies?
Yep.
He's opened up here with the Julies once again. Clearly he is the sheriff on the side of Sinners. He's going to be barreled in on towards the speed bomb site. Standard smokes Molly quad. Beestick is in dark though, and he's going to get some support here from his teammates who swung through the smoke. Beestick should go down, and he does. Problem is, so much damage has been done here. The bomb plot should come through for 3D Max, but they're going to really struggle to deny this retake.
Couple of bullets landed on over to Graffiti as he was planting away that bomb, and Mikey's coming right back around to catch his quad kill again. Finds the second. Can he find two more? This is Mikey we're talking about on the dualies, but he won't be finding himself over to that frag anymore. 18 HP on Maka, 22 on Gravity, and 0 now coming through from the young Frenchman. As all that's left is going to be the IGL. Time running away with them. There is a defuse kit in play right now, and Oscar's just sticking it because he can and because he will. 9-4, and Sinners take away their second pistol round of this Inferno as well.
And that should be the lock-in. That should be the map locked in here for them. 9-4. Surely they're not going to choke again here, right? Oh my goodness.
That is a statement to make here, Matt.
Surely
After
not.
what we just saw, I am expecting anything. I'll put it like that. But if they win this map, my prediction is still going to come out almost pretty true, right? So, a map taken by Sinners. Not yet, not yet. There's still a long way to go. We just started out the pistol into the second half, and we do have ourselves this CT side. Now, warming up to try to take some space in towards Banana, and the MP9s are going to be able to find one. However, the Tech-9 trades immediately. The force buy now opens up that B-bomb site. The bomb down on Maka. Could find themselves over to this. Lucky is going to get spammed. Oscar finds it. 14-9. Oscar doesn't stop, and he is having kind of the same performance as he did on Nuke. We were talking about him in the pregame, and here he is showing up.
It's a disaster.
It is.
The round's
Maka
completely
last one.
fallen apart. 3D Max, they should have been able to just win this one with ease because they had those initial kills and towards the top of Banana. They were almost into the B-bomb site for free there. I mean, denied by a spray through the smoke. And then they try and make something happen. They're almost certain they must have forced more rotations towards that B-bomb site. But no, there's still a player apartments, there's a player middle. And 3D Max have just been picked apart. It's only Maka left remaining. Oh man, it was looking good here for 3D Max. They've had a number of rounds in which they've had advantages and opening kills, and they just haven't been able to convert them and get them across the line. So that's a big problem. So loving life. 10 rounds to their name now. Double digits, no money for 3D Max. And a third map is almost guaranteed at this point.
11 on the board as well, surely. You don't have the money to go in for this, but actually Maka's gonna get handed over to Galil, and probably he'll invest into full armor as well. Exercise going in for half armor, so here's the half buy coming through. 3D Max. They're gonna be attempting it, I mean they have to. At this point in time, they're down 6 rounds, but they've been here before. So I'm sure the pressure's not the problem. The problem is how can they convert these rounds? They need to go round by round here. The main idea has been as well, especially down on Banana, it's the trades that are coming through. 3D Max are finding that opening frag almost every single time into these rounds. And they were doing it onto the CT side as well, but they're immediately traded by Sinners. So the timings are really good out here from the Czech side. But 3D Max need these opening frags to be able to find anything into this T side.
Yep, Absolutely, they do. I mean, it is Nuke around from them. I'd say this one's already way too far gone. They've lost 8 consecutive rounds, getting a bit of a taste of their own medicine here. On the back foot. And like I said, it's not like they've just been completely blown out of the water. They've had some good positions so far throughout this map. They just haven't worked out. And it's ironic, or surprising, I suppose is a better word, because they're normally so comfortable on Inferno. They've got an 83% win rate on the map at the moment, you know. Played the map 12 times, won it on 10 occasions. It seems like Zero Tenacity,
Oh,
Nuke,
wait,
Aurora.
Maka.
Okay,
This is
yeah, I'm
squad
just
kill
looking at
for
my
Maka.
second screen here, so there we go.
Yeah. He's won the round. He's done it with
There
the
we go.
Galil. There it
Okay.
is.
Well, maybe there is some life left in this one, but still. Ace? No, not gonna happen.
Oh, wait a moment. Wait a moment.
He's
I
got
think
a
I might
kit.
have gone too excited for nothing. He does have a kit. He doesn't have a smoke. He's gonna be looking down on Banana. He thinks he's not. He thinks he's already here. He's gonna be sticking it. He's going in for it. Shock is actually diffusing. And now all the timing comes through. It's gonna be Graffiti winning out the round in the end. But that got way too scary in the position that they were in.
Yeah, 3D Max just get ahead of themselves, man. It's like two guys just wide swinging CT. Gravity had like completely departed as well. He had gone down Banana. So 3D Max, I mean, guys, rounds have been so hard to come by already. How on earth are you taking such crazy liberties like that? By the way, my apologies, guys. I was just looking at my second screen, reading some of the results that 3D Max have had in Inferno. Because all of these teams they've beaten so comfortably. That's why this result is just so shocking right now. Scoreline, at least.
Again, it's that early game that Sinners have had on both Nuke and now here on Inferno as well. From a 10-2 split onto Nuke, now here to an 8-4 split, right? They're making the first half always work. But before, 3D Max were able to completely just revitalize and bring it back. Now, is that going to be the same case here into their T side? A bit harder to do on Inferno T side than it is on Nuke CT side, 100%. But of course, 3D Max are going to attempt it. Let's see if they're going to be successful or not. Mikey coming down onto this one. The case hardened on that Mac 10. Manages to find 2. Manages to find 1. Looking for the second. Didn't fully peek out into him. Down on Library. Beastic trades. Lucky down to 1 HP. And this force fly round coming through for Sinners does more than deal damage. Has the
Maka
possibility
has
and
to
the
be the
chance to
hero
win it.
again. Maka has to be the hero here again. And he's got some positional control to work with over towards the save bomb site, but Sinners have got 2 players who have made their way in this direction. And Maka looks like he wants to go hunting. And he's going to push in towards Beastic if he keeps up that path. No, I don't think you can give up a side control. He had full side control. He's going to join up with his teammates. I guess it's not the worst, because if Lucky goes down, then that's the bomb dropped. So he will enable his teammate to get onto the side. Bomb plant will come through. Okay, Maka's going to be able to get back and slow to spot the player coming out of the library, but still a chance here in the round for 3D Max.
Remember, Lucky's on 1 HP, so even that Mag 7 can do a lot, even long range. All he needs to do is connect on a single shot, and Marisha's coming through right on Moto. Nade thrown out, down on Mini Pit. Maka takes a little bit of damage. Beastic is already down on short. He's not going to be checking Mini Pit. Instead, he looks down to the side, finds a headshot onto 1. Maka spotted out already, and the AK shuts him out. So that's 11 on the board for Sinners, and they have broken what tiny streak 3 Max are trying to put on.
Yeah, Beastic's in such a strong position there because he's managed to get up short without 3D Max actually realizing that he's there. The teams were so focused on the players coming out of the library and wrapping out of archers that both of them were taking the fights in that direction, and Beastic just creeps up and activates at a moment's notice, gets both the kills to close out the round. Sinners go up to 11. At this point, 3D Max are probably going to force to just try and stop Sinners from getting to map point, but I'd personally prefer to see them play for overtime. What an anomaly of a result right now this is for 3D Max. Like I said, I'm going to read some of those names of the teams that they've beaten in the past, like, 2 months. I won't even go back to 3 months. Zero Tenacity, Amiga, Aurora, Bleed, Passion, Sinners, Eyeballers. Okay, I've just highlighted the most impressive wins. The amount of rounds the team losing against 3D Max have won goes like this. 7, 5, 9, 4, 4, 8. Okay, so these teams who they're beating aren't even really in the map. And Sinners, well, they've found the solution against 3D Max, evidently.
I mean, they've been in this position before, right? Plenty of times they fought against 3D Max. It was always Inferno, and it was most of the time 3D Max taking it away. Sinners had a great game in ESL Pro League, shutting them down 13-5 in a best of one. But besides that, Inferno has always been where 3D Max were able to beat away Sinners into this case. So the fact that now we see 11-5 and actually Sinners not really having too many issues onto it either on either T side or CT side, now it kind of makes sense as to why they picked it, right? They're very prepared, they're very ready, and we've just been seeing a lot of these rounds go their way without 3 Max really being able to deny what Sinners had prepared, their defaults.
Right, well, we do have everybody back in the server, so hopefully not going to be too long before we get underway once again. I think 3D Max are going to mind the slightly extended break, just maybe cool Sinners off a little bit as they get to the finish line. We've seen them struggle once they get to 11 already, as recent as the first map of the series. They were up 10-2 on the half, guys. 10-2. That was something like 11-6, I think. Probably 11-6, 11-7. And then 3D Max just won out every round left in regulation. 13-11 was the result on the map. We should be talking about a 2-0 for Sinners right now, mate.
We should be. In theory, we should be. But Nuke happened. And now, as Inferno is only 2 rounds away from ending again, either 3D Max go basically 8 rounds in a row here to try to bring it back again, 13-11, or 7 in a row to take us into OT. Unless that happens, Ancient is going to be the next thing I guess we're going to have Freddy talk about.
Yeah, you'll have to break down Inferno first. Not much to break down here. 3D Max have just sucked. It's a bit harsh, it's a bit rough, but honestly they have been in some good positions that they've just fallen apart in.
Yeah.
Completely uncharacteristic of them here on Inferno. Either way. I think we're gonna... What was the word from production there? Did you hit outro?
I don't think they mentioned anything for now about why this technical break is
Was
going
that
on.
Freddy yapping in the background? Sure not, right?
Yes.
Freddy knows better than to just talk while we're casting.
Of course. Sinners were the ones calling in for this technical pause though, so I don't think it's actually like an Acros issue or anything. I just think something might have happened IRL. But until we get a little bit of a word out here from the admins, I think we might be able to throw it to a short break perhaps. We don't really know what's going on, so...
Okay, let's do it. Let's just make the executive decision, guys. Don't go too far. We're going to throw this one into a break here. It's been a pleasure watching B-Stick's cam, seeing what he's getting up to, how he keeps himself focused in these extended breaks. He maybe cleaning the keyboard out a little bit there, not a bad idea. Maybe you guys should as well. Use that as a reminder. Clean your keyboards, guys. Sis. Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get back into Inferno.
There we go. That's one of the quicker breaks we've had. And I guess that's just the magic word, right? You send it to a break and immediately it goes back in game. That's what we need to do.
Yeah. 3D Max, more like 3 maps is what we're going to have here.
Hey, I want to hear the finger guns.
Inspired by Freddy and his chance on 3 maps coming into the game once again. Give him a little bit of credit there. Either way, this is an important round for 3D Max. Obviously, like I said, they have decided to go for the force buy. Yeah, they don't want to let Sinners get to that point, but look at Shock. How is he ramped right now? And how is Jocko even looking in this direction? I mean, it will be the one, it will cost him his life. He is the one who goes down, but at least they get the info and it doesn't cost them everything in the round.
Not yet, but he's still making moves. Shock already down towards apartments, trying to be checked on over. Maka, it's all due to the timing. And he does manage to find Shock on the cross there. So, Now it's up to the boiler player here, Mikey. He goes up to apartments. Beastic gets found. Do they expect Oscar? Yes, they do. Gravity. So good. Holding down archways there. All that's left is going to be Mikey, and he's going to fall down by the wayside too. So, from 11 to 5, 30 Max put up another round on the board. And maybe it's not over yet. Maybe they still have some steam in them.
Problem is, they've just been winning rounds in isolation. They were up 4-2 at one point. They then lost like 8 rounds in a row. They won a round and then lost a round straight afterwards. Now they've won another one. We need some momentum. It's going to be a force buy from Sinners, and there's no world you can afford to lose as a 3D Max, and you're still in pursuit of that 2-0. You win this 11-7, anti-eco 11-8. Gun round, ooh, it becomes a bit more spicy at that point, so let's see. First objective, get across the line against the force.
Due to the spawn, we get to see Mikey now on the scout. Peeked out into middle first, gonna connect on a headshot. Does have the information though, 2 people already were there, and they were up all the way to the left side of mid, so could be a call for the mid push. Either way, they will have this gamble stacked towards A fully. Checking it out here, the flash top brackets, they've taken control. 3D Max, it should be a very easy round, but look at Shock again. This is the second flank we get to see from him, and he finds one and a second Shock. That's beautiful, but is it enough to win the round? It might be, with Beastie connecting that headshot. Now you've got rifles, and you've got a 3v2 going on with armors as well.
Man, 3D Max is going to be kicking themselves. How has Shock found the chink in the armor again? He's found the gap. He's woven his way through. Oh, Jocko hasn't actually been able to get out of dodge with the bomb. We've got Beastic, but he can't fall back. He has to fight. Sinners, they flank so quickly that they catch Jocko in transition. He was caught in the corner of the half wall. And both players have gone down. 3D Max again, another round in which they've had something to work with. They've had an opening kill or an advantage. They had a weaponry advantage, and they've dropped the ball. This Inferno is just a disaster for them.
Shock is just allowed to go scot-free wherever he likes on the map, huh? This is the second time he's done this already, and it's the second time it's had huge impact. This time actually culminating in a round win as well. There's one more round needed out here for Sinners, and they do manage to pick up their own map here onto this best of 3. Big nades onto Lucky. That was adding insult to injury. Gravity, sure, he managed to find a trade really early on. But look at HP values out here. Exercise down to half. Gravity already tagged down a little bit. He picked up a rifle. They're running out of util. Only 2 smokes and 2 flashes remaining for this T side. Not like Sinners have got much more going on, but they do have better positioning. And out here on mid, it's up to Shock and Oscar again to try to deny. That is the lineup you just want to see end off the game. 13-6, and Sinners do indeed pick up their own map here on Inferno to send us over to that Ancient here, Hayes.
Great work coming through from them. Just a lot of grit and tenacity, and when the game looked like it might get a little bit shaky, they were always able to win the round. A contrast from Nuke, where things fell apart and Sinners were never able to get it back on track. We should have been speaking about a 2-0. Sinners, with a very impressive recovery between maps, do level it up 1-all, and it means, like you say, we'll go to Ancient. But before that, it is my boy, the cute little Freddy.
Oh, I'm blushing. I'm kicking my feet under my table. So cute, Hayes. But yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like you guys summed it up pretty perfectly. It's like a really good start for 3D Max, and you're kind of observing it, and you're like, yeah, it's probably going to be a 2-0. Especially when you identify the fact that Inferno is substantially just a really good map for them. Like, I think that was kind of one of the main narratives of us going on to this map, was, look, like, you do just have a big difference between Sinners and 3D Max with their performances on Inferno. And this replay, actually, right here, is a perfect example of, I think, why the T-side went so well for Sinners, is you had Morisco just bullying towards the B-bomb site so many times. And like on the end of that first half, it's like, okay, Oscar just kind of kills all of them. And Sinners were ultimately always in the driving seat. They were always in a really good position, and there was just constant pressure being applied left, right, and center. This is exemplified by the fact that, like, look, all these replays we're seeing are Sinners bullying 3D Max. It's Shock getting in behind. Shock just for some reason, like, somehow being in a like winnable position at any single moment, at any opportunity. Great utility usage, great cohesion with the flashbangs, and Shock didn't clutch us up, did he? No, yeah, he didn't, unfortunately. That 1 versus 3 would have been probably the nail in the coffin. But it's like the kind of great utility and great team play was, I think, the opposite of 3D Max. It felt quite isolated. It felt like when we were on those anchor positions, especially on the CT side, well, so obviously on the CT side, there was no trade potential. There were no crossfires. And even in this like 3 versus 2 here on the retake, it's like, look, you get B-Stick just being able to identify both of those kills. Like, how is that possible? And also, so yeah, Shock, as I was mentioning, like getting away with murder, just getting away with somehow twice in a row find the chink on the armor. Also, this round, bad util, poor, boo, Jocko swings. Guess what? There was a flashbang. Exorcist, he had a flashbang, and he was on B. Why didn't he throw the flashbang over? Round was won if that flash gets propelled. Grr! Naughty, 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 naughty. That was something that I was watching and I was like, that is CS 101. And yes, guys, they should be good at utility. That should not be an issue. Like, something that I find an issue with, like, Inters players and main players is the fact that in the mid rounds, they don't play off each other, right? Like, when you've got the utility, you can be like, hey, guys, I can throw this flashbang for you. And that comes as like a mid-round call. And like a kind of in-the-moment action, the reactionary style of Counter-Strike. And then you watch that round, and you're like, how does he not flash for him? Like, that's something that pisses me off so bloody much when I watch this level of Counter-Strike, and I'm like, how on God's green earth are you not coming? Jocko, Tuck, I can flash for you. It wasn't like he was out of position, like, because what you need to do is just throw, like, the most simplistic of flashbangs, and that really pisses me off, I can't lie. But ultimately, like, 3D Max, man, like, what's going wrong with them? And I kind of was speaking about it in the pre-show a little bit of, like, you know, we shouldn't shroud our vision on map 1. Like, we can't sit here and be like, congratulations, you won map 1, that's really nice. No, you need to focus on the fact that they almost threw, like, they had to come back on that CT side. They had such a tragic T side, and 3D Max just legitimately, oh, my camera's run out of battery. 3D Max legitimately just have had like the most tragic performance in this series. This is not acceptable of a team of this caliber, and as I put my camera on charge, 3D Max, they're gonna have to really rejuvenate themselves. They're gonna have to see what they like. They're gonna have to break down what the hell went wrong there. Go on to Ancient, which is not a great map for them. They've had some pretty rough results recently, and I think Sinners, they are definitely looking in prime. I'm looking for the bully tactics. I'm looking for Sinners to apply the pressure once more, have that cohesion, and 3D Max, they need to really step up, because this is not the team that I know that is a top 20 caliber of CS. So with that in mind, 3D Max, I want to see more from them, but very impressive from Sinners, and let's find out how this third map will go.
Tired of boring case openings? Do you always get only cheap skins? The Hellcase website has tons of options to upgrade your inventory. It's up to you to participate in giveaways, events, or compete with other players in opening cases. Hellcase, your world of expensive skins.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try Skinplace. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom! Instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. Skinplace.
during case openings? Do you always get only cheap skins? The Hellcase website has tons of options to upgrade your inventory. It's up to you to participate in giveaways, events, or compete with other players in opening cases. Hellcase, your world of expensive skins.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try Skinplace. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom! Instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. Skinplace.
Well, the fun does not stop. We go to a third map. Let me scooch over to get more centered in this. That, honestly, I think is a really, really poor result when you look at 3D Max. Like, they should have been doing better. They should be in a position where they're 2-0ing this series. However, that was not the case. Now we go to a third. Lads, what are we thinking going on to Ancient?
13-11 again. And I think it's going to be going for Sinners, actually.
Old.
I mean, now you're just hedging your bets, Atro, because you made a
I
2-1
am.
prediction for 3D Max at the start of the series, and now you're going Sinners to win Ancient. So either way, you could claim your prediction, right?
I can. I said one map
Is that
for
the play
Sinners,
here?
so...
Sitting on the fence.
Glory Hound is my name, yes. Whoever
My
wins,
teachers
that's who I'm
told me
rooting
not to
for.
do that. That's what my teachers told me off. Do not sit on the fence, Atro. You need to pick a decision. Pick a side.
Oh, okay, I'm sticking with my
You gotta
original
stick
then.
with it,
Fuck
yeah, exactly. You don't get
Yeah,
to change
2-1.
now, so you gotta
Okay,
back
fair,
your
fair.
3D Max. Listen, I'm just upset because my prediction's already out of contention, so I'm lashing out right now, Atro, forgive me. Either way, Ancients, yeah, I think on paper should actually be like the most 50-50 map between these two teams coming into the series. They're both comfortable in the map, they're both happy to play the map, but it's not like a hunting ground that either one of them, you know, pick into as of late kind of thing.
Yeah.
3D Max
Yeah.
results have been pretty bleak lately, and Sinners have been as well, so I'd say this one's fairly open-ended right now, honestly.
Honestly, like I think like that performance from Sinners and Inferno was super decisive, and they were outclassing individually. But actually, you were touching upon the coach. You were talking about Tom Keys,
Yeah,
and you were
Tom
talking
Keys.
about him getting on the mic. Do you want to expand more on why do you think that's so important and what effect he has on the server?
Well, I was hoping he'd have more effect down onto Nuke. On Inferno, clearly, the one tackle pause they took definitely just kept up their morale. And I feel like these are already very experienced players you have on Sinners. The fact you have a coach like Tom Keys who checks in consistently, who tries to keep them on the same page. There's those personalities as well, like Oscar, like Beastick, who might intermingle and clash at some points, right? Because they are full of personality and they do want to get their voice heard. Having Tom Keys consistently there is just kind of a big glue to their team that already has so much glue, already is that united, right? It just brings in even more of a cohesion out here for Sinners, and I think that's why having a coach like that is very implicated and always makes his voice heard as well is very important. So that's why I think Tom Keys really pulls through usually for Sinners. Maybe today that wasn't the case specifically, but usually he does.
Okay, well, it'd be interesting to hear if that is an actuality, because we actually have no idea what the coach does, unfortunately, as we're not in the team speak, and not calling tactical pauses doesn't necessarily mean the coach isn't doing anything. But right now, we're going on to the third map, Sinners versus 3D Max. Lads, take it away.
Let's see it, Hayes. It's last map. It's Ancient, and it should be the most competitive one in both halves, contrary to the other two maps that we've seen already. And we're starting off with Mikey again on these dualies. He doesn't seem to miss. He always finds at least two.
Evidently. And it's going to be 3D Max who find a couple of their own now. B bomb site in their control. Bomb plant follows suit, but they want to fight forward in the post plant. Yeah, they want to try and deny Sinners room to actually get the retake going, but they think better of it, realize, yeah, we don't need to give these gunfights up, but Sinners They're gonna collapse on this bomb site. They're gonna have pressure from Cave, CT, and Ramp all at the same time, but they're all faltering as well.
I mean, they had the right idea, however, 3D Max were just onto it on every single angle besides Ramp here, and Shock is only able to find one. So 3D Max, the Frenchman, managed to take away their pistol rounds here, which was a very important thing as well, which I don't think we really touched upon too much for Sinners, is the fact that they found 3 out of 4 pistol rounds here into this best of 3, and why they were able to be so proficient, especially in their early games, is because they had those pistol rounds, then they were able to capitalize, and then they kept it going. Now, 3D Max, if they're the ones having this initiative, having this beginning, the early game can go in a very big manner towards their favor right now. They could even take up 3-1, they could take up 5-1 if they win out a gun round. And now, I know I'm looking very much forward in the future, but this is a possibility, and Maka is just cleaning them up with that Mac 10, finding those kill bonuses.
Yeah, pretty clean. Just the one casualty in the round there for 3D Max against the full eco. Sinner's not wasting any time. At least we don't have a child's game where you can just jump off the map without being punished to end those eco rounds.
Our good old vertigo enjoyers.
Yeah, but in Valorant, if you jump off the map, there's no punishment. There's no consequence. You just die. No reward
Yeah.
for enemies. All the rest. So yeah, yeah, you gotta play the eco out round like an adult.
Or you just see a Molotov and you run into it.
Just still giving up a kill reward then.
True. Yeah. But it's not as much as it could be. Either way, we are definitely not playing a child's game right now, as 3D Max are trying to make a lead back from a 5v3 into a 3v4. Now, Maka on 1 HP has to play the general, has to play the commander, and has to make out the calls. But now he can't do anything as he's dead there, down on middle. He can still call, however, I think Exercise and Joko would like to play the game themselves, and that is going to be Yoko falling. Exercise not falling to the second, but to the third. And this is going to be Morishko finding himself off onto the first kills of the game here for Ancient, and onto his first 3k of this map as well.
The work out of Sinners just locking down the gunfights there in middle, kind of back and forth a little bit, but they always had that extra man, they always had the advantage, and Morisco does round it out, so they get themselves on the board. We will see a reinvestment out of T-side, but it doesn't look great at all. It's going to be 3 rifles and a couple of pistols. Prime opportunity now for Sinners to sink their teeth into the early stages of the third half. If you win this level it up, then an anti-eco and they can get the lead.
Yeah, very important one indeed. Nades dishing out the damage on both fronts. Shock down to 22, needs the peel from Morishko, checks the catwalk, great awareness, Morishko finds the second as well. Morishko wants to go in for more, he's hungry for these kills, but so is Lucky. As he trades him out, it's back down to a 3v3, and middle has been taken by 3D Max. Now, they could push up into Red Room or into Donut, and they would be rewarded by either side they choose. However, Yoko just wants to take these fights, and if he's going to be connecting shots like that, then he can take as many as he wants. Connects on that headshot, Exercise continues as well, and this is just a headshot-only round coming through for 3D Max. They take middle, they took the whole map, and they win out the third round as well.
Yeah, it was a hot contest in towards mid at the start of the round there. What worked out really well for Sinners initially. I mean, that double kill there from Morisco was beautiful. First player on top of the ledge, he then pretty much just spray controls his way down to the second player swinging from middle, but then Lucky answers back with the double of his own, and that supersedes the double there from Morisco. Forced by successful for 3D Max, and they keep themselves in the lead.
Bit of a misflash. It's okay, he's got another. But Sinners on a full pistol here gives us a little bit of room to breathe. Don't think there's gonna be too much action going on besides that nade and then the 5-7 Deagle combo just trying to clean up.
But with the performance you're seeing right now out of 3D Max here, Hayes, how do you think they'll be performing out into the qualifiers as well?
I think they're in some good form at the moment. I expect them to reach the RMR. I'm sure that will be their goal.
I'm assuming that's the qualifier you're referring to?
Yeah. My bad.
Yeah, they're
That's
all
what I was
good.
meaning.
yeah, I think that they're in some really good form right now and that they're peaking at the right time and they should absolutely qualify for the RMR itself. So, yeah, expecting big things out of them.
100%. But again, I'm very much looking forward to Sinners as well, being able to take away this map from 3D Max and putting up a good performance as well, just in general.
Just speaks to their capabilities, right? All the players led by Beastic here. Okay. Does go down to the Deagle. Marishko gonna pick up a rifle. Wait, this round can actually still turn on its head. You've got a P250 down on boxes, and you've got a player down in from main as well. Connecting onto Gravity. Marishko finds a second, and all that's left is gonna be Yoko.
Mikey wants to peek in through the smoke. The spam is gonna be there, and Morishko hasn't fallen just yet. There is no armor, but there's no time either. You need to get that bomb down. And right now, Yoko is just searching for these kills. 3 seconds, he doesn't have the time. And right now, the round has been won by Sinners on a full eco. Oh my goodness, they find the last kill as well. After time, too. That is bloody.
Oh man, falls apart there. Jocko just gets overwhelmed and isn't able to really get himself back into the round. The anti-eco falls apart there for 3D Max. That is a really rough round for them to lose. It was really well played in the 2.
Does definitely feel like it's needed. Does Lucky want to go here for a hero AK? Do they save away for the AWP? Do they try anything into this round? It's gonna be tough. The decision making. Sinners are gonna be making it 3-3 either way. But Maka still goes in for this hero, and actually we see a little force buy coming through out here from 3D Max. No eco shenanigans, no nothing. They're going in for the round. The loss bonus isn't helping them out too much either, so most likely this is the best case scenario, and Beastic died in spawn DC, so we're getting a round medic coming through. As hopefully the issue is not too bad.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be too long before we able to resolve the issue and get back underway once again. Some serious issues here for 3D Max, man, because we're seeing the same problems, the same issues that they had in Inferno creeping into Ancient Chair as well. Rounds where they should be winning, they've got these advantages, and they're blowing them.
Well,
Serious cause for concern.
Still think it's early days out here for Ancient, especially seeing as it is their T side on Ancient. Now Ancient has become
Remember, they
very
just lost to an eco.
yeah. They did. I feel like
It's not like there was an eco with any saved weapons or anything like that, right? I feel like they're just a little bit of individualistic in the round. They lose a player, there's no trade, they then try and group up from there, you know, thinking, okay, let's just work forward as a unit, but just get caught off by the crossfire. It looked too easy for Sinners. That's my problem, is like, sure, it's only happened once and it's early days on Ancient, but it's already happened in the first 5 rounds where they've lost a round they absolutely shouldn't have. They should never lose a round like this, especially as the favorites.
yeah. Well, that's just reason to see how they're going to be going in further away from this one. They were able to make a comeback before, they were able to adapt and overcome, but that was again on their own map pick on the CT side of Nuke. The only map theoretically, at least for tier 1, that is still overwhelmingly CT sided. The game feels much more T sided nowadays, and 3D Max are a team that can capitalize off of that aggression. Right, they are individually gifted. They can shoot they can connect their shots. Sinners are doing a great job at denying that and always finding those trades. But yeah, rounds like that in the eco shouldn't be possible. They were, and now because they were, 3D Max still have to improvise and adapt and overcome. Beastic still going to be taking a little bit until he joins up. No information as to why he had the DC. But good thing out here for Sinners that he DC'd before anyone took any damage, because this round would have been really important as well.
Admins, Oscar's on his phone. Admins, we should have taken all the players' phones away from them, put them in a little box, locked it off on the side. Not allowed to go on your phone. Oh man, Mikey's just completely AFK. Who even
Yeah.
knows where he is at this point? You know what that tells me? We're probably not going to be
Great
jumping
time.
back in the next like 30 seconds. So we're just going to do the thing. We're going to throw it to a break, guys. Unfortunately, we have been marred by some tech issues today. But yeah, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we'll get back into this third and final map, so don't go too far.
we are back into it. Round number 6. Match medic has been fixed. Beestick is back on the server. And we are exactly where we left off to the force buy of 3D Max. Jumping into this round, Hayes.
Back underway once again. As you say, here we go. It is going to be a force buy. Let's see what 3D Max can do. Lose this 3-all, then they'll have to eco. Not like they got much going for them in this round either, man. It's a couple of AKs, a Galil, and then some upgraded pistols, and... Oh, Morisco. There is a boost towards the bottom of middle right now. He doesn't clear out the entire way through. Don't know who's luckier, the T's or the CT.
Let's watch it. Gonna be Mikey with the opening frag onto the IGL. Big gun to take out as well. Lucky the next one up with a big rifle, and immediately he gets shut down. Morisco finds him down on middle. Gravity takes a little bit of space up towards Catwalk as well. Now they have an entry path in towards B if they really want to. However, not going to be the easiest of times to get through mid. As Oscar opens up that smoke, finds Yoko as well. Exercise good for 1, spams down on the Opera as well through the smoke. And leaves us in the 3v2. Exercise and Gravity down on half HP versus Beestick, Shock, and Oscar. Speaking of Beestick, has yet to find his first frag, but he's in a good position to find 2. Flash down onto long. 30 seconds, turn to 40. The digits are planted in. Punched on down. Gravity punches Beestick down. And look at Shock as well. Great timing. Can come out of cave. Speaking of timing, Oscar just checks on long side there. Gravity's going to fall, and all that's left is Exercise having a good angle out here to try to take them both down. Checks the cave and does not find that second frag that he needed. So it is going to be Sinners winning out against this force by 3D Max. Bet it all on this, and now they're not going to be able to keep that advantage anymore.
Yep, scoreline leveled up. It was a good attempt from them, all things considered, after middle goes down the way it does, just grouping themselves up and trying to get in towards that B-bomb site. Yeah, at least they find a plant. Bring it down to a 2v2. Feel like it could be interesting at that point, but Oscar, I think it was Shock combined. Keep a close eye on Mikey throughout this half. He's a very good Jaguar / cave player. He's one of those riflers on the CT side who always wants to be in those positions that get lots of gunfights, right? He always wants to be active and busy. Has been great in towards mid as well, and Sinners have got a prime opportunity to get themselves the lead here. We go to, like I'm talking about, Mikey loves to be the playmaker, loves to be on the front lines on the CT side. He'll be rewarded with a double out of the SMG. Shock might go down to the player who's bypassed him through the smoke. Mucker's going to end up on the opposite side, and that does indeed catch Shock off guard. So at least a little bit of blood is drawn, but I don't expect it to result into much.
Nope. Will not. Monk is still the only one here, and after he finds another frag, he's going to get traded. So that is going to be the end of the line in that round 2. However, they did make it a little bit costly. A couple of guns taken. And now, 4-3. 3D Max need this round. Otherwise, Sinners are going to start running away with it. We remember how in both maps previously, Sinners had that moment where they just clicked. The momentum started to roll, and they found like 8 rounds in a row. Right, so 3D Max are not allowed to let Sinners do that to them again. Not for the 3rd time in a row.
Alright, well, let's see what's going to happen here. Gravity and Mikey about to cross paths. AK versus AK. Fair fight. At least Jaguar control going to be taken up by 3D Max. That's the main key, or I suppose the first key, as it allows them to connect middle to the ledge area. And that, you can see what that does. Look at the line they've been able to cast across the map now. They can pivot their way through mid and towards A, but Sinners are well poised to deal with this.
Yes, they are. Look at Morisco go. He finds 1 damage on the rest 2. And Shock, this is a great position to be in as well. Finds the flanker down onto main. Shuts Exercise down, and Beestick just runs them over. That was the lineup. He couldn't fully convert it. Yoko, last man standing, 11 HP. Spots out 1, down for Shock. Knows that Mikey should be coming in from the other side of the map. Doesn't have the time to check though, so Mikey finds him. Great duo play here from Shock and Mikey, ending this one off. And that was a team ace as well. Everybody finds a kill, everyone contributes, and Sinners take themselves over to the 5th, and now should be starting up their rampage.
Yeah, they've got the ball rolling in a big way. Everybody's coming alive. We've asked for a bit more out of Shock. He's got 8 kills right now. Maurice goes 11 and 6. He's having a fantastic time of it. The setup was perfect. A great read coming through from the CT side there. 3D might change things up a little bit, just trying to get in towards, you know, they get mid-control, but then from there, work out for them. There's going to be some pace coming into the next round for the CT side. They do overrun Shock. Oscar's in position, and he should get Vincent from Donut. How is he not dead yet? Oh my goodness, eventually Lucky will get the kill, and he shuts down the rampaging Morisco a lot quicker. Advantage 3D Max in the eco, extended by Ecstasies.
And Mikey now forced to fall in a 1v3. There's armors down here on Exercise. Lucky and Maka left remaining, and the AWP does the job without even needing to utilize that armor that he had. Tech9s come supreme, and 3D Max managed to bring it back earlier than expected out here up against Sinners. I was about to say that, you know, finally this is the first map that we get to see in this best of 3 where Oscar isn't a necessary factor for him to be at the top of the leaderboard, be the squad leader out here in terms of kills, but that round didn't fully go through, so I still think there is the need to have Oscar as that clutch maker. And would you look at that?
Wow, not made of fire, tries to force the fight though. Gravity at least will trade as that Molly starts to dissipate. He'll step into it. There's going to be more where that came from the CT side though. Looks like Morisco wants to make a play here. Will just pass by Gravity as that smoke fades. Nobody left out in the open.
What is pretty open right now is that A side, the bomb looking in that direction. However, the rotates are still there, coming through for B-Stick. As he's anchoring it down, you've got 3 players kind of ready to rotate back towards this B bomb site. Marishko being the front of the pack, holding down in Jaguar. MP9 is waiting for its first victim. 3D Max completely rotate around back towards the B bomb site. They're gonna fully exit it. There's one smoke, there's the second. B-Stick ready to deny. That was Shock, by the way, anchoring on over to A. They're checking behind, they have no information besides the fact that they're pushing into the side right now. MP9 trying to deny, 25 seconds, and that's Exercise finding one. Gravity finding the second, and that's the opener 30 Max needed. Now, safe call is very much constituted out here for Sinners, but they still will try to deny the bomb being planted, and that's Oscar finding one. They don't spot the second onto Maka down there with the AWP. Good shot through the wall, finds one, looked in for the second one. Oscar doesn't fully connect, a single bullet left in the mag. And right now, the 2v3, there's limited HP out here onto Lucky and Gravity, but they don't know that. So they're going to be backing away, and this is the 5th on the board for 3D Max as they take over that B-bomb site and do manage to hold it down.
Wonderful double kill from Graffiti in the round there. That round really simmers down before it boils over. Takes some time. We've had some pacey rounds so far here on Ancient. This one takes a little bit longer. 3D Max eventually get themselves in towards B, and once they lock down the plant, there's no way back in for Sinners. There you have it. Scoreline leveled up once again. This is the decider of the round of 16 playoff game. 3D Max are our favorites here in the competition.
But Sinners are making them work for it.
Sinners, mate. That is it.
Yeah. This is definitely not an easy best of 3 out here for neither side. And remember, it talks about the 2-0 out here for Sinners. 3D Max, this is their opportunity to bring it fully back. Run boost doesn't work out as easily anymore. And the boost wasn't spotted there. Exercise going in for the info peak, as he tried the second time to jump on the head of his teammate and couldn't. Oscar.
He looks so uncomfortable right now.
He does. Well, he's out in the open as well. Checked on in by his teammate. Shock on an A1S as well. Still anchoring on over. It's tough. It's really tough, especially in a round like this. It's 5-5. They need everything they can get their hands on, and Oscar, He knows how to hold down an angle well. Graviti, first one to fall. And it's a fake towards the B-bomb site.
Yeah, commitment comes in on the opposite side of the map, and one of the two guns that Sinners have to work with is over on that bomb site right now. It's Shock who's there with the M4, but he's been shut down in the round. And with that probably goes any chance of Sinners making something happen. I mean, I really do appreciate Oscar trying to take initiative at the start of the round because he's got one of those two favorable weapons. So he puts himself on the front lines, but realizes he's got to make a play here. But it just doesn't work out for him. I mean, he's been fantastic today so far, so it makes sense why he'd want to be on the front lines there, just back his mechanical ability. But 3D Max able to kind of figure out where Oscar is, and then they just go to the complete opposite side of the map.
Doesn't matter. They still pick into him. They're still going to be losing out these guns. However, cash is aplenty here for 3D Max, so you don't have to worry about the next buy coming through, which is also going to be the last buy of this first half. So Oscar right now just desperately trying to hold on to this Hyper Beast. I think it is. I can't tell what the skin is. No, it's Wildfire, I'm pretty sure. Either way, some very nice skins. Can he hold on to it? It looks like he can. And if you guys want a chance on over to play with the skins you're seeing in game right now, definitely be sure to check out our partners on over at Hellcase. Use code CCT for 10% bonus on your first few deposits, but remember, it's still gambling as you're trying to open up cases. So even on Hellcase, be careful with your money and be responsible to not lose more than you can afford to lose. With that said, Hayes, 6-5, 3D Max now have taken the advantage, and they have the chance here to make it 7-5 as well.
That they do. I mean, it's not going to be an easy one. At least Sin is able to afford pretty much a full arsenal of weapons coming into this round here. Graviti, though, I mean, he's been pretty damn good on the map so far, and he's going to have a brilliant entry to open up that beat. They all go through the Incendiary. The CT Incendiary sucks. Look, the 4 players have gone through it, and the most damage any one of them have taken is 48. That is crazy. Oh, man, and, well, Jocko will get a frag for free. Morisco at least trades, but it's going to be so difficult for Sinners to try and make this one work. They just continue to be picked apart in 7-5. Looks like it's locked in.
It does seem pretty locked in, although, interestingly enough, this is the closest half we've had out here into this best of 3. So we've gone exponentially. 3D Max have finally won a half as well. So now they're moving into their CT side of Ancient. And Sinner is moving on to that T side. We'll see their executions, we'll see how they make them work. But until then, we have Pistol up on the silver platter here on the tray. Who's gonna take it? And you know I'm looking at Mikey here on the pistols. He's been an absolute player and a half when it comes down to the pistol rounds most of the times.
Yeah, not going to have the Julies here this time round. Makes sense. Doesn't, T side of Ancient doesn't necessarily lend itself to the Julies, that's for sure.
Yeah. But either
Well,
way,
Inferno, how much he did with those pistols.
he had a quad kill right then. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think he got a multi-kill in the second half pistol as well.
Yeah. Very close to another quad. But now it is round number 13. It's the last pistol round we'll get to see into this best of 3 matchup to decide the next quarter finalist. And remind me again, whoever wins this one has to go up against, and who did they have to go up against? I don't remember the bracket. I'm gonna check it real quick. And as they do that, let's see the pistol rundown, as it looks to be a split coming through from Sinners. Oh.
Well, their heads have been split open. Yeah, exactly. At least they're going to be able to get themselves into the A-bomb site. Mikey still commits to the original plan of trying to fight for donut control, but Ecstasies have arrived. He's arrived on the scene here, and he will exercise his right to frag. Good kill coming through from him. A 4 versus 2 now. Bomb plant found for Sinners, and B-Stick has gone deep. How far does he go? Is he going to try wrap round through donut? It looks like it. There's no way that Sinners expect, excuse me, that 3D Max expect this, but they've still got 3 players alive. There's no kits on the defuse though, and it's Mucka, the low HP player, who's sticking it. That is not the best option here, lads. Surely Graviti starts to consider this. He does, but it's at a moment too late. The defuse will continue to be stuck, and Lucky will cover his teammate.
Great round out here from 3D Max. They just used their advantages really well. 3 people pushing up through Donut, and at the end of the day, Sinners just did not have the manpower enough to hold on to that post plant. But they did get the bomb down, so we should be expecting the force buy as well to come through. And whoever wins this best of 3 is going to be going up against Cybershock in the quarterfinals. So a possible enemy to beat for either of these two teams, as they're going to be going on over to the quarterfinals to get themselves to the semis. But still not going to be an easy one, just like this best of 3.
Max have got some momentum behind them now, man.
Yeah.
For the first time in what feels like a while. I mean, first half was pretty stop-start for them towards the end. They brought it together. They won 4 rounds in a row. They've won the pistol here, and see if they can deal with the force fire immediately afterwards. That would put them in a commanding position to close out this map, and with that, the series, and Jocko will be the difference maker. It was trades up until then, but he splits the two teams. He separates them with his triple. He stays alive. He's 15 and 10 right now, having a great time of it. And like I said, if 3D Max could win against that force buy, that would put them in a very good position to go on and close out the series.
And it's about time to see Yoko come to par here as well, to start playing by himself, really, to really bump up those individual statistics, because he is a great player individually, and we can get to see him start popping off when the need is there, and the need is definitely here. Exercise had a great map on Inferno as well, and I do believe we got to see Maka just play out of town on Nuke, so everybody's pulling through. Lucky has been consistent. Gravity has had some big openers as well. We've been talking about him, how the team has been kind of moving around him, especially onto that Inferno. So now, double digits secured for 3D Max. Everyone's pulling on all cylinders. They need 3 more here, Matt. And Sinners need a lot more than that.
Well, let's see if they can get things going here, and now they have to. There's so much pressure, and it always sucks when you go into your first gun round, and it's sort of a must-win gun round as well. T-side Ancients, what have they got up their sleeves for us?
Tough to see Beastic as well, having a hard time out here on the fragging department. Usually we get to see him actually being able to contribute a lot more than today. But he is making all of these shots being called as well. He's a big part as to why the early games were played that well by Sinners in the previous 2 maps. Now on Ancient, he's trusting his teammates to be able to do a lot of the work here, and while they are able to do that, it's not the easiest of times. Execution down towards middle. Opening up with the flashes. Lucky's already inside of Ninja. Is he going to get mollied off? I don't believe so. Flash from the peak. Exercise finds one. Lucky finds another. And that is the double for Exercise.
Sinners commit everything into that mid-take there. And it's not like they've completely lost the round. But boy, are they chasing it. 3 versus 2, 35 seconds on the clock, and the bomb still has to be recovered in towards mid as well. Jocko can't overplay his hand here, but Exercise, well, he can't underplay it evidently. He'll even finish off the job with a quad kill in the round. Massive work coming through from him. And 3D Max, I mean, they've put a significant nail in the coffin by winning that round the way they do. Keeping numbers alive, the gun round goes their way, and Sinners have completely disappeared here on Ancient. They were leading at one point. They were leading 5-3. They've lost 8 rounds in a row since then, and they're on the brink of losing the map, and with that, the series.
Yep, we've seen it before, but we've seen it from 3D Max dropping the ball and letting Sinners pick up 8 rounds in a row. Now the tables have turned, and now this truly turned a big space as well. Marishko going to fall down into donuts. The entry down on A is going to happen as well. Lucky still thinks there's someone out there on middle, but actually the bomb is already well inside of the site. Shock finds one on Exercise, and it's gonna get planted at the very least. They're going to have that extra cash coming in for the next round. It is only going to be an eco here for Sinners. AK picked up, looking for more. Pre-fire is there. Lucky finds 2, and even the 3rd and the 4th for Lucky to be, well, making Sinners concede this round. Shock is going to be able to find a headshot. Yoko steals away the ace from Lucky, and that will be the map point and the match point overall for 3D Max.
Yeah, clean up through here on the map right now. They continue their streak, 8 in a row now for the team who are on the brink of winning the series. The favorites here in the competition. Highest rated team, R3D Max. And they now have 7 map and series points. It started off incredibly bleak for them here today. The first map of the day was their pick of Nuke, and they went down 2-10 after their T side. Yeah, catch this though. They won the map 13-11 after a phenomenal CT side of their own. They were able to come back and win the map in regulation. They completely disappeared on Inferno though. Got devastated 13-6. However, they're on the brink of still winning this match out, and they're trying to force their way to victory here as well, because they're taking gunfights left, right, and center right now.
And now 4v4. Oscar still on his signature AWP. He takes MVP in my heart though for this entire best of 3. Like, he had such a big performance on the first 2 maps. It cannot be understated how important he was for Sinner's run here. But for 3D Max now, it's just a matter of holding on to their sites, to their advantages. Maka alone on that B-bomb site, anchoring. And you've got Lucky out into Donut, trying to peek on into a wave of enemies as he spotted them out on Catwalk. It is going to be the lineup that Graviti's not going to be able to completely hold on to. Still finds 2 though, already on the triple, looking for the quad kill. He finds it. Graviti getting close to the ace. It's only 1 kill away. It's 1 shock away and 30 seconds to get that bomb. He needs to get a move on. Only a single Molotov in his belt right now. He finds Maka. It's either ace or we go to the next round here, Hayes.
I'm backing Shock. I'm backing Shock. Oh, but the problem is Gravity's made the read. Gravity's read this perfectly. Shock is going to cross. He spotted Gravity, did he? He's got the crosshair perfectly placed. He's got the kill. I backed the winning horse. Shock has been able to get the job done. What a clutch coming through for him. And as you say, ace or bust, it is bust, and it means the game continues here on Ancient.
Does indeed. Very nice attempt there. Shock manages to prevail. But is it only a flash in the pan here? Is it fruitless? It's 12-6. Sinners need 6 rounds in a row here to be able to do it. And we've seen them being able to do that before. But it's still going to be a very tough affair. This time, however, we're back to basics. We're back to B here for Sinners, trying to peek on down and get a little bit of space.
Good flash over the top. Lane control denied. Graffiti. 1 for 1.
Yeah, they'll take that. Well, Sinners, you don't mind a 1-for-1 trade at the start of the round as the T side, just going to create space. And
well, this is a very important position that they've got right now, because if Morisco goes down without any impact, then Sinners are going to be forced to push into that B-bomb site. It's all about the timing right now.
Look on over for B-Stick. Is already here, just waiting for the smoke to dissipate. Yoko, the only one being a factor here for the CT side onto the B-bomb site. And Oscar, this is amazing timing. No trigger discipline though, only finds 1. Doesn't know about the catwalk player, but Marishko does and shuts him down. So this is another round that could go the way of Sinners. However, Yoko's still alive and he's been pulling through with a huge game right now onto Ancient, but B-Stick just contacts into him and manages to shut him down. So 1v3, Maka, I think he'd like to hold on to this AWP and all that util he has in the bank. So he's going to be backing away, and that is going to be round number 19 going the way of Sinners.
That frag there from Oscar onto the bottom middle player is the kill that unlocks the round, because then from there the bottom mid player on the T's perspective can step out and he kills the player on the ledge, and Sinners have just got a massive advantage. I mean, sure, Jocko gets a kill back, but B-Stick trades because Jocko's never expecting the aggression. Good decision making there from B-Stick to close the gap, catches opponents off guard. Maka's very brave that he hasn't been worried about the push to come up from middle and red room. He is desperate to find an exit kill here, but will not be afforded one, and Sinners have kept themselves in it. What do you think, Atro? Is overtime, is that a prospect right now? Is that something I should be thinking about?
Right now, no. If we get to see 12-9, then yes, maybe. I feel like 12 to 9 is the hardest to actually like continue from, because that's when the pressure starts building up for 3D Max even more, and they're starting to change up their pace. They're trying new things out, and it's just unpredictable, really. You never know how things are going to be playing out. If 3D Max did it on Nuke, why couldn't Sinners do it out here on Ancient, right? But sometimes it's not that easy, and this is one of those times. And the tag pulse coming through from 3D Max here. Surprised it's not from Sinners.
Yeah, I mean, are you though? Because it's 3D Max who have lost a couple rounds now, and they're the ones who have to close the game out. Sinners wouldn't really want to break the momentum they've got behind them right now, I don't think.
Yes, but at the same time, they haven't sent out a single tactical timeout besides the one on the first half. But if it wasn't needed, and now they're making their momentum heard, I guess, yeah, it makes much more sense to not call one out. Well, probably that's exactly why 3D Max are calling theirs out. Try to break a little bit of the momentum, take a step back, play chill. Eco round coming through here with an AWP on Maka. And they're trying to take mid control as well. So let's see Exercise out there on that MP9. Oh, go down to the collateral from Oscar. And basically ending off the round just like that.
Weren't expecting too much out of this round, were we? For 3D Max's perspective, at least. I mean, they did call a pause, but I'm sure they were more discussing what they were going to look to try and do in this next gun round. It's where 3D Max are going to have to finish things off, because it's going to be 12-8 now. If they lose that next gun round, 12-9 becomes 12-10, and I'm nervous. I'm nervous at 12-10, mate. So
Yeah.
don't make me nervous, guys. I can't handle it. It's the first game of the day. It's still a whole nother best of 3 coming up after this.
They've put their eggs in this best of 3 basket out here for the Ro16. Definitely a really tough matchup. Tougher than anticipated, you know. Again, we shouldn't even be here if Sinners would have been able to take 2 rounds on that Nuke T side. So 3D Max, they've made the reverse sweep happen. Now they just need 1 round to close it out. Saving away the op is going to be the wanted outcome, of course. They're going to be taking their time. Be surprised if Yoko actually peeks into this one. Hopes to find the gun here for Gravity. However, he falls as the first entry in towards lane, and now they're hunting for the op. Let's see it. How many can Yoko find before he goes down? If he goes down.
He'll definitely go down. Unfortunately, it is inevitable,
Yep.
and he's just being toyed with by Marisco there. He is just being played with, and yeah, inevitably goes down. Sinners win the round as we expected. This is where, like I said, for me, 3D Max need to win the round just to close things out before they start to get anxious or a bit nervy about a potential Sinners fight back. Can Sinners pry this door open anymore? They get more than just a foot in the door for the comeback if they win this gun round.
Let's see it. Will they win it? Or will they fall right before the comeback is going to be actually cemented into something real? AWP still on Oscar, remember. Can pull off through a couple of big frags when you least expect him to. Yoko trying to take a presence in towards ramp, doesn't over peek into it. That nade could have been very deadly. And here comes the second, however, deadly for his own teammates. Oscar opens up the pathway for his IGL to fall here. And Sinjuri down to the corner. Yoko forced to run away, and because of it, Oscar manages to trade. Not on who found the kill though. He knows there's at least one other person here, and he's found a second as well. Gravity shuts down the Opper, and now Mikey gets stinked as well, down to 9, 3v3. And you've got the bomb down on T-spawn. Sure, you've opened up this A site, and you found Exercise. But now you need to wait for Mikey to come back around. This does give time away to both Maka and Lucky. to start making their moves. Oh my goodness, but that is beautiful from Marishko. That's gonna be one coming through, and Maka now has to save this, has to find the 1v2. Picks up the AK, peeks to the side. Shock about to be driven by. Not that much HP remaining for Mikey. He holds the line, and now that's gonna be one, and the second shuts him down. Shock wins out the round, and Sinners have indeed done it.
I mean, Maka, that's exactly what he was expecting, right? That's what he was waiting for. You can see the crosshair was placed perfectly. He had a very good idea that there was going to be a double peek to try and take him down. He was backing himself on the spray down to get both kills, but unfortunately it doesn't happen. Oh, okay, well, Sinners creep closer and closer. No weapon save for the CT side means an easier anti-eco now for a 10th round out of Sinners. How far can they take this? How much more juice do they have left in the tank? They would have been hoping, or right now rather, would have been wishing they could have done more to start off this half or towards the end of the first half. But that is out of their control. Focusing on what's in their control, Mikey has gone straight through a Jaguar smoke. I mean, in a round where you absolutely can't afford to lose it because the game would be over if you did, he pushed through a smoke and he's made it work. So all's well, but I don't know, man. That's really brave.
It is brave, but I also know it's going to be the anti-eco, right? So they were just hoping to out-aim the pistols and just deal the more damage. 12 to 10 right now, definitely going to be on the board, and you can start getting scared right now, Hayes. You can definitely start potentially wondering if the OT is an expected thing right now, and it definitely is. Yoko's going to fall. Mikey again on that timing, just puts the crosshair right on the first bullet, connects it on the headshot. And all that's left is Maka trying to deal damage before the bomb actually gets planted. Spots out the Shock, I think. There it is. Doesn't connect on the headshot though. So, 3D Max, they've had a lot of chances to close up until now. Now they really have to. It's basically their last chance. They do have a maxed out loss bonus. They will have a force buy into the next, but they're investing everything into this last one. Let's see how they'll be playing it with a single defuse kit. Okay, I was about to say with no defuse kit.
This is it, Atro. This is the moment. If 3D Max lose this, it's 12-11, and they've got no money to try and force overtime, or to try and avoid overtime, rather. Round 23. I did not expect to get this far. And it's going to be a very simple approach from Sinners. They've got two players that's working their way up ramp right now towards the B-bomb site. They're looking for contact. B-Stick is going to be coming across Jocko. He's taken him down. Activates straight afterwards. And Buck has missed his shot. B-bomb site in control of this T side. B-Stick will stand out in the open. And Buck has doubled down. He's arm wrestled full control back of that B site. But then there's a move made elsewhere.
Elsewhere, being on over to that A side, the bomb picked up from T-spawn again, so it's winding down that timer, and it's allowing Lucky to get a little bit of space out here, get a little bit of info. You don't see anyone just yet. Remember, Shock is down to half HP, however, so 2 bullets to the body there from that A1S. Gets bursted upon, and they lose out the man advantage. I like the position that Mikey has right now, though. Up into Catwalk, realizes there were players down to the B-bomb site. He needs to deny this, and the only person that can make a difference here is going to be Lucky. Can he find this bomb planter, or will he go by down? And he will be able to take him out. Morishko falls, and this is huge. Right now, all that's left is on over to the safe side. It's going to be Shock. Mikey needs to get a move on, and 3D Max have all rotated around as well. Down to CT. It takes only a single bullet to shut down Shock here. Well, maybe 2 down to the body.
Remember,
no kits, indeed. Have to move in fast. You've got a player down on Donut, which you're always going to check. Shock playing on boxes, though. This is going to be huge. How many can he find? That's going to be 1 looking in for the second. Maka's going to fall. This is all up to Shock. The nade goes down. Lucky. He doesn't have the time, and the round is basically over. There it is, Hayes. We go to 11, and 3D Max are pressed for this best of 3.
Comebacks on comebacks, the name of the game here in this series. Sinners on the brink of making their own ridiculous comeback here. Arguably more impressive than what we saw to 3D Max in that first map, just because it's on the decider and it's on the T side of Ancient. Way more challenging than what we would have seen out of that first map comeback. There's way more pressure on the line here, but they are making it work right now. They've fought back all the way here to the 24th round, have Sinners. It was, what, 12-5, I want to say, at one point for 3D Max. 6 in a row so far for Sinners. They need to add 1 more to that tally. Lucky is going searching, and he will trade out Ecstasies at the bare minimum.
Double nades down on Ram. Maka falls down to low HP.
One
Yoko
missed, by
with
the
a
way.
spray.
The one nade missed there. B6 nade doesn't actually bank off the box. If it does, then Maka is 100% dead.
Godsend right now for Maka, as they have the man advantage holding on with him as well. If they can find Oscar Zop, he's gonna be able to basically win this round for them. Speaking of Oscar, looking down on middle, found one already. Doesn't double peek, doesn't double dip, doesn't need to right now. Sinners just need to slowly but surely keep up their advantages with positionally wise and get themselves over to this B-bomb site. Maka, the only one holding it down to 23 HP. It's a break call, but a lot weighing down on him, and he just walks through the smoke. B-stick ready fully for him. B-side completely open. And I think 3 Max just gave this one up. 35 seconds. Sinners, they're scared of how much space they're getting, so they're taking their time trying to clear everything out. Here comes the smokes, the Molotov as well. Surely, now it's being heard. The rotates should be called on in. Lucky still doesn't move. 20 seconds. And it's not a fake out. They're planning down the bomb. 3D Max have to retake with no defuse kit.
I don't know why Lucky hasn't rotated, honestly. Like, I get that you're hoping and praying it's a fake, but there's been smokes, there's been a molly, there's been a spam through the smoke as well. You just can't hope and pray it's a fake at that point. Jocko just steps into the scope, and my goodness gracious, Sinners have done it. They have forced us into overtime after being down 12-5 T-side of Ancient. Surely the job is done. Lucky has found 2. There's no way. Morisco's in cave as well. Lucky does not have a kit. He's tapped that defuse. Morisco will emerge, and he's given up the shots. Lucky, for a moment that thought maybe has a chance, but Morisco will get the kill, and Sinners have forced OT.
No way. No goddamn way. It was 12-5 as you were mentioning, and they managed to take away 7 rounds back to back to bring it over here. And I was saying they need 6 rounds in a row to make it when it's 12-6. I did not believe in what I was saying. I definitely thought there was no way 3 Max just completely dropped the ball out here onto their CT side of Ancient. Coming into this map as favorites as well, right? Not by a large margin, but still. This is incredible coming through from Sinners. Shock pulls through in such a big way as well. He was nowhere to be seen on Nuke. He was really slow on Inferno as well. Now this was the moment to wake up, and that's exactly what he's done. Beautiful out here for Sinners, and they now have a chance to close it out.
Max would just be devastated if they went on to lose the series after they had so many chances to close out this decider. The favorites, as I continue to mention,
it would feel like such
at their first hurdle.
It would feel like such a waste as well after that new comeback, right? To lose away after you managed to go back away from 10-2, making the comeback real. Oscar, that's an opening and a half down on Gravity. Hayes, this is wild.
This is wild indeed. You're absolutely right. The composure that's on display from Sinners right now is incredible. I mean, look at Shock. He's 25-16 in such an important map. You couldn't ask for more out of him. He's been relatively quiet throughout the series so far, but absolutely not on the decider. There will be so much pressure mounting on this B-bomb site right now. There's no resistance towards ramp. It's a double setup in cave right now for the CT side. And Maka will hit his shot. And then they try and trade out B-stick by swinging on Maka. Little do they know that he's got support there from Jocko. So at least there is a way back into this round for 3D Max. But it's through an even numbers retake.
Flash comes over. Oscar thinks twice about pushing in from ramp. Now calls out there might be a Jaguar player jumping on in to try to help out the op. Exercise is going to fall down on CT, and they should have the information. Sinners, they know where the enemies are coming in from, so they're checking out here. Oscar goes in aggro and finds Lucky as well. Maka's going to fall on the entry, and that is Sinners on 13, making 8 rounds in a row now onto this T side, and not looking like they're showing any signs of stopping.
Well, that is actually against the grain. Normally when you see a team make a crazy comeback like we've seen out of Sinners to force overtime, the team who's been under so much pressure to close that map out then obviously gets relieved of that pressure, and then you see them win the round. It hasn't happened though. Sinners have just kept up their streak straight into overtime. That is now 8 rounds in a row.
Okay. Well, oh, that is going to be a kill as well. Gravity shuts down Mikey as he was trying to go through into that smoke. Now with the man advantage, Sinner is trying to play a bit of a default. Slow round into this one. But it might just pay off. Sinners making their way across towards the A site if they can find exercise somehow. Could be done and dusted. Flash comes through, slow execute. They could think it's a fake. They're leaving 2 players down onto the B-bomb side, but now immediately the rotate comes around from Gravity. Taking a look on down to exercise into the side. He finds one, gets traded out immediately by the Incendiary. Coming through from B-Stick. A bit of a dink through the wall there from Lucky as well. Denies the bomb to be planted immediately. Flash allows them to do that. And oh, B-Stick still falls, but gets that bomb down either way. That's the important part, but Oscar still re-peeks into CT. Not expecting 3 players to be there. All that's left is Shock, and he's made himself a name out here into this Ancient, but it's not going to work out in a 1v4 scenario. He falls, and this is 13-13. 3D Max managed to finally put another round up on the board.
It has taken them a hot minute. It's taken them a lot longer than what they would have liked, but they have won a 13th round. Doesn't come in regulation, so it doesn't mean much, but it does level it up. My goodness, they probably couldn't fathom the fact that they were behind by a round. At least, I mean, they're not completely broken, right? Showing some signs of life right now.
Some. But you still have the absolute form that Sinners jumped into this OT with. How is 3D Max going to go about it? Double op setup coming through for exercise as well, alongside Maka, and Gravity still going to be the first one to find a frag down on Jaguar. Oscar playing in front of the smoke. Sinners again losing their first man. Could be a recipe for disaster. And I think Gravity heard the nade, the smoke, actually land on Oscar, so now he has the information that someone's there.
Right, well, it is a good opening kill. Can they convert it into a round win is the question. Muck is posted on the perfect angle right now. Marisco is going exploring, and he will venture into the scope. However, B-Stick has nearly killed both Gravity and Jocko with a single wallbang. He would never have known how much damage he's actually done to that second player. And you know what? Oscar's actually been able to take up the space after Marisco died. The CTs aren't looking in this direction right now. Oscar's just tucked in behind the box. He's going to catch them boosting. He's even just taken a second. He can't believe his eyes. He waits for them to make sure they remain stationary. Both kills come through. He'll take the AWP that's been dropped, and there's no way back into this for 3D Max, surely.
You say that, but they have to try it. There's no chance besides it. And Lucky is going to get the timing out the B-Stick, finds him, but cost to his HP. Oscar keeps it going. AWP in hand. Can he find his 4th frag here as well in the round? Yes, he can. Of course he can. It's Oscar we're talking about. And Sinners take themselves 14-13, taking the advantage after a long while now. And they need 2 more to end off this game.
I can't believe Sinners have a lead now. I can't believe we're in overtime and they are 2 rounds away from finishing off the job. Oscar was so smart in that round there. After Marisco goes down, he knows that Maka's not going to be holding down that same line because Maka's never expecting another player to push into the AWP. Why would they? And that's exactly the thought process that Oscar is relying on. That's why he's doubled down. He's continued to aggress. And it's won them the round. It completely unlocked that B-bomb site with the double. Mariska will be blinded up in middle, but he regains his vision in time. We saw him fragging like a beast in regulation in towards mid, and he's brought that same form here into overtime as well.
Graffiti now has to trade, try to do at least as much as Morishko has. And that's not easy to do. Mariska still left alive, doing his own thing down on Donut. Oscar's the one checking out Ram. That's a collateral as well. Yoko falls down to 14. And this whole round crumbles apart at the seams for 3D Max. Sure, you find one through the wall bang, but it's never going to be enough with only one. You've got the bomb strapped on your back, Yoko. You need to send it to a site. Bogdan's Law comes to fruition. AWP now in the hands of the low HP player. And we go back to B again here, Matt. One more time. 2v5.
So
Almost
tough, though.
impossible. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, should be. Jocko gets at least an opening kill. That does alleviate the pressure a little bit and create a little bit of room for them to move their way forward into the bomb site. B-Stick is not actually contesting it. He's waiting for that molly to dissipate so he can be joined up with his teammates. Plant will be found at the bare minimum. Exorcies and Jocko try and do the unthinkable, but Exorcies will peek into 2, and, well, it's anticlimactic as Shot takes down Jocko with ease. And that is Sinners now getting themselves up to map points. 15-13. Series points. They've got 2 chances now to close this one out.
They do, and it's the Fable 2 out here into OT. If you only have one, usually you send it to the next, but now Sinners, they've got all the time in the world, all the space they want, and all that momentum too. Shock is 28 and 17, pulling through immensely for his team. Oscar is still the beast that we know, 23 and 19. And Morishko had such a good presence out in the map throughout the entirety of the map, but especially at the beginning. This is Sinners making a huge resurgence that I don't think anyone was expecting when they saw 12-5 on the scoreline. And now,
Yeah, they've won 1 round since then.
Oh
They've
my
lost
God.
10. And if they lose 1 more, it's game and series over. And they're eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. Our favorites here in the competition are on the brink of being removed. It's Maka, left to save the day 1 versus 4, but surely there's no hope in hell. He will be triple swung and removed, and Sinners have done it. They've completed the comeback. That is just ridiculous. That is insane. From 12-5 down, they win 16-13, and they win the series 2-1.
and they managed to find it in a reverse sweep as well on their own map pick of Inferno, one of the best maps out here for 3D Max. And on Nuke, we should have been ending this scenario off on a 2-0 if the 3D Max didn't actually find that comeback. So this is impressive all across the board for Sinners as they managed to take down the favorites into this one. Freddy, join us in. What do you think? Try to make some sense out of just what happened.
Super impressive from Sinners, and I think kind of hit the nail on the head, right? Where like they, you know, 3D Max favorites going into this whole tournament, but now they're not even going to get past the round of 16. Like, you have two narratives right now of just like absolutely abysmal from 3D Max, like genuinely a team that is winning tier like 1.5 LAN events, a team that gets invited to Cologne because of you know, their HLTV ranking, their ESL ranking, and like, look, it's pretty big, pretty good, and yet Sinners now starting to re-rise on these ranks. They've had a pretty difficult year. They've like made these roster changes, brought in academy players, and bam, man, it looks to be making a difference. What a fantastic performance from Shock and Oscar, and the start of that comeback, ironically, was all from Gravity almost getting an ace 1 versus 2, and that would have been the game over right there. And because he doesn't get that, Shock and Oscar especially pull Sinners forward. And Outro, I guess you're correct, but I'm not going to give it to you because you're flip-flopping.
I was flip-flopping, yeah. You guys didn't let me change my my prediction, but for good reason as well. Everybody thought at the beginning of this that 3D Max were supposed to take it. They were the ones coming into this one as favorites, and it is insane to even think that right now we're not going to get to see them go through and actually fight Cybershock into the quarterfinals. It is actually going to be Sinners taking themselves on away and having the chance of making another deep run out here into the CCT.
Well, lads, we're actually quite delayed Ironically enough, that's
yeah.
what happens when you get an overtime in 3 maps and all the rounds. So, we're not going to be able to talk about this game much longer, and we're going to be throwing it to a short little break, give you guys a rest, but not a long one, because up next we have Zero Tenacity versus Eyeballers. The winner of that will play up against Game Legion in the quarterfinals, and will be soon to round out this round of 16. So, with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, do not go too far, because up next we have a banger.
You look into your inventory and there's only... It's time to forget about this garbage. Here you will find everything to play with really cool skins. Open top cases. Upgrade dropped skins and turn your junk into a cool gun using the contract system. Every day, thousands of people upgrade their inventory with us. Hellcase.com. Look at yourself in a new way.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try Skinplace. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom, instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. Skinplace.
Trying to get the skin of your dream for a long time but can't get it in any way? On our website you have a unique opportunity to get your favorite knife. Users on our site can hand out skins themselves, and participants need to fulfill some simple conditions. For example, watch a video or buy a case on our website. After that, you automatically become a member of the distribution. Go to the user giveaways tab and do what you like. Hellcase.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try SkinPlace. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom! Instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. SkinPlace.
Well, after a very exciting first series, we're a little bit delayed. We will be going to our second of the day, our second round of 16 game today, actually our third last one. It's going to be Zero Tenacity versus Eyeballers, a matchup that has got an abhorrent amount of history. I don't understand how these guys keep on playing each other, but we've got the Swedes, who are looking to have some really weird form, and I think this could be quite a rough matchup for them, guys.
Well, at the same time, Zero Tenacity haven't been looking the greatest in the past week, and they've been struggling to even, like, close out series. They've been able to take it to third mappers consistently, but they haven't been able to close out anything in the past week. So the Swedes are definitely not going to have the sweetest of times coming into this matchup, but neither are Zero Tenacity. I feel like, again, you were mentioning history. They've been fighting each other quite a lot as well in the past couple of months. So it's about to be a doozy for sure.
Hayes, what are we saying, buddy?
Oh, well, we're saying that I'm there with you. Zero Tenacity should be the favorites, but like Atra says, they are on a loss streak at the moment. They've lost 6 series in a row from a team that's never really lost more than 2 series in a row. So it's a bit of a rough patch of form for them. Eyeballers not in the greatest spot currently. I mean, I say that. They did have a nice streak over the past week or two, so I'd say, you know, generally Zero Tenacity would be significant favorites coming into the series, but in terms of the form, the current form for both these teams, it does bring it back to be a little bit closer than what would be normally.
Yeah, well, let's go take a look at the rosters. Let's go take a look at Zero Tenacity. They are actually most recently in the negative against Eyeballers. They lost against them in ESL Challenger not too long ago. They've actually played twice since the player break, which is a pretty, like, you don't see this a lot where they do play so often, but the main man right in the middle, Namana, is someone we have to be keeping an eye on.
100%. The IGL has been pulling through with the numbers quite a big way out here for Z10, and he's not the only one. It's Brute Monster as well on that AWP that's been wowing everybody, still being consistent onto it. Simk hasn't had a rough patch either, but just as a unit, as a whole, Zero Tenacity have fallen into this loss streak, and I do definitely think they can break away from it, especially with the roster that they've always been lining up. But if you take a look on over to the Eyeballer side, sorry for moving on ahead here to the Swedes, but for the Eyeballer side, it was always a question of, can Golden perform? Can Poi perform? Are Pebzor and Heap going to be able to keep up their consistency? JW is JW, but you know, like in general, we're looking forward to Golden and Poi being able to perform consistently out here for this team to actually be having all hands on deck. And I feel like I managed to finally see a couple of good games coming from Eyeballers, especially from Golden, who was able to actually perform much better as of recent results. So I'm looking forward to see his performance individually.
Well, Hayes, as we're kind of getting onto the veto, do you have anything to add about Eyeballers?
I just want to see more firepower from this team, man. Like, JW has been the highest rated team